We are live. Welcome back to Flat of British. Martin Leaker channel. Just checking comms in order. Just been fucking about with them. Martin Leaker channel. Absolutely stonking as this show will be. So it's absolutely awesome to be back, guys. How are you all? I trust all is well with you and all is fantastic. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun and a lot of truth. So let a few of you mosey in. See, I got 80 odd people just popped in. 113 it says actually. So welcome all to you on what is an awesome, beautiful day in Wales. Oh my God. So there's Dimples, who's Marianne. Good to see you. And CDB, good to see you. And Mr. Razda, who is Irie over there in Hollandsville. And Lynn and Dallas Fowler. Yeah, man, we's live and direct from Wales, Cardiff in Wales, UK time. And there's Cheryl Bailey, who is front row seat. You may know her. And Peggy Sue, if I knew Peggy Sue. Who's that? Dick Van Dyke. I seen him on a vlog the other day. He's like 98 years old. Dick Van Dyke and still kicking. He's unbelievable, isn't he? So quite like Dick Van Dyke, although he's got an iffy name. I think that doesn't reflect his character. I think he's a jolly good chap. Always liked him. Chim chimney, chim chim churu. So we're feeling happy. Yeah, you excited? I am. I'm really excited. It's the best way to be, actually, is to be excited and have some zest for things that you are going to do in life and make it all fantastic if you can. That's what I think you should do. Oh, hi, Tiger Turkle, who is Tony, my friend. He's come to see us and bring some loves into the house. 7-0. It's good, isn't it? Valdus, who's there as well. And Tunnel Hunting Chicken. So I did a cooking video yesterday. Everyone was like, fuck me. It's an actual cooking video. Yeah, it's truth in cooking. It's while I'm cooking, talking about truth in matters and keeping up on the old zeitgeist of things. And everyone was really happy with it. Thought it was really good. I might do one of them a week. Just a quick show you how to make a curry, veggie curry. Do you fancy that? You know it. All right then, I'll do that. Kathy Childers, it's a beautiful day in Kentucky too. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. It's been a bit soggy in some places, but it's been like flipping Mediterranean here for like weeks on end. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've never known it in my life. I ain't moaning. Bring on global warming. Anyway, Summerhill Lane. So yeah, something's definitely happening with the climate. There's no doubt about it. It's completely changed in my lifetime. It's going to be some of the topic, I guess, of some of the things we're going to talk about tonight. Then the think tank does excel in thinking, cutting edge of thinking. There's no doubt about that. And a comment triggered me off by a comment of a Russian chap, Victor, who seems like a really smart chap, who prompted me and reminded me of these important facts when it comes to antiquity. Considering none of it makes any sense in the first place, maybe it'll start to make a little bit more sense after this. Postage. So do buckle in. Make sure to share this video out. It will be share worthy. And because I've been off for the week, as you may or may not know, YouTube deemed statues to be sexual content. They did warn me, so I tested the parameters by putting other videos up that were already actually on my channel. But I did that, and they said, like, no, that's sexual content because you can't tell the difference. So whatever, I don't care. So it's a whole new day. It might be jug-free. I had to go through all my images of the week, yeah. And I'm like, I don't think that one will go through. So I'm going to have to, like, really vet my own stuff, which is a bit of a shame, It's, who doesn't like jugs? Right? So this is what we're going to talk about. So in the antediluvian buildings, the big Tartarian buildings that are obviously older and built to withstand, it would seem, some sorts of floods. So the constructors had some pre-knowledge of the cycle of resets that is happening here. But these buildings had no heating. Well, we know that they may have had Andron resonant heating irons in the fireplaces, but essentially they didn't have any heating. No coal fires. That came along later in the 1800s, or after the apparent Industrial Revolution. They had no sewerage system because none of the buildings were connected to sewers because no toilets in Tartaria. That's right, you heard it, and you probably know. The reason probably being that you have a big, massive Tartarian house and a shack that got put up, or a shed basically, at the end of the garden to go pooing in the middle of winter makes zero sense to man or beast. The official narrative is that the people of the time didn't actually like the smell poop in their house, so they wanted it at the end of the garden. Well, that sounds like a load of shit. It doesn't stop the billionaires now, does it? Don't see the billionaires nipping off down to the end of the garden to take a poo, do you? No. No, it's in their house like everybody else in the world. So they didn't have no toilets or sewers. In Tartaria, they had no hot and cold running water. They had to go down to the main tap on the corner and pump some water out, which was maybe or may not be infected, or so they say. No usable electric in the house. Seemingly, all the greatest literal works that ever got written by candlelight. So you can imagine Charles Dickens under his candle, writing his books, maybe by a little bit of shallow gaslight. Have you ever seen a gaslight? Yeah, they're gaslighting us with gaslights, and that's a fact. So we're going to propose that in the Golden Age of Tartaria, and I think some of the evidence of oral tradition, somebody mentioned in comments earlier, Native Americans, some of the Zulus talk about a time previous to this where it was summer and no snow. Well, that corresponds with the maps, the Bano Monte map, the Cosmographia collections. They have no ice, no winters. And curiously enough, the guy commented, which brought to my attention, that the first Winter Olympics was held in 1924 in the French Alps, seemingly because there was no snow on the mountains previous to this time. And something seems to have happened, according to the feel of the literature, and a changeover in the literal style and information and everything around 1902, as I'm sure lots of you have been thinking about. So we didn't have no toilets, so we think we've been talking for a long time, thinking that Tartarians were actually Breatharians. Well, that again corresponds with the art records, because the Renaissance pictures, paintings, and artworks, etc., do show that the human beings are just getting along fine with the animals of this place. Images or paintings of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, just laying on lions and tigers. Nothing is eating anything else, seemingly, because we were all sustained by the rich atmosphere, the rich air substance. So this place in the recent past, guys, this is what gets me, how close it was to what they call biblical paradise. This place was biblical paradise. No winters. It was all, I guess, in like California weather, like all the time for like everyone. Something got me years ago when I was a child looking into, I pride myself on geography. And I did wonder how the whole of the African continent managed to stay hot, rather than, if you get further south, like Cape Town, whatever, wouldn't it be wouldn't it be getting colder? But no, the whole continent stays boiling hot. Yet other places in similar latitudes suffer differently. But I'm guessing this is because of airstreams and, in Britain's case, the Gulf Stream, which might be moving. Something is definitely afoot, because, as I said, they don't tell you actually on the weather or anything that this is the warmest October day on record, but I can guarantee you this is the warmest October day I've ever known. I was outside getting a bit of suntan today. It's like getting on for November. Something is definitely afoot. So the seasons and the sun, it never set. because this place never had knights. And my guess is this, guys, before the event, the cataclysm, Noah's flood, the night happened after that, around the time of what they call the Enlightenment, which is a curious phrase. I don't think there was actually not. Maybe we had two suns, and one of them is still up there, and we now call it the moon because that is a very anomalous, weird-looking object. Let me ask you a question, guys. Like I did mention that I prided myself on geography as a boy, which I did. I studied atlases endlessly. So without Googling it now, guys, I'm watching chat before we get kicking off. Without Googling it, how many states of America do you think there are? Without Googling it, put it in chat now. Just really curious about this question. How many states are there in America without Googling it? Thanks, girl from Mars. I used to think I was a Martian because my name was like one letter away. So we got 52, 53, 50, 52, 50, 50, 52 Dragon Sage. Okay, fuck me. A lot of you from America and you don't even know how many states your country got. Isn't that unusual? In my memory, and like I said, I pride myself by memorizing state capitals, the flag, even the flags of American states, I would memorize, guys, so I could point them out. I remember 52 states to America. I remember the Alaska getting added, making it 51, and then I remember Hawaiian getting added, making it 52. Loads of you are saying 50, admittedly. So I guess in the 49th state was Alaska, 50th Hawaii. But in my memory, I can remember 52. And I don't know why I can remember that. I'm really trying to think carefully to why am I thinking that and nothing else. So now I was looking at something earlier showing you the representation of the maps of America. And I'm like, shit, there's only 50 states. Where's the other two? I'm just saying, there obviously is only 50, but I remember President Obama getting asked are the identical 48 states plus Alaska and Hawaii making it 50. Thanks for that, Bernie. I remember Obama saying and being asked publicly how many states of America, and he got it wrong. He got it wrong, and he's supposed to be smart, isn't he? It's curious, that, isn't it? My memory doesn't suit me well. Especially when I pride myself on my geography. I got it wrong. So, ain't that weird? Martin, isn't 50 plus 2 territories like Guam and Puerto Rico? You might be right, Mr. C, but they got more, they got more dominions like elsewhere than Guam and Puerto Rico, haven't they, Americans? Really interesting question. So times change. Maybe some Mandela effect. And maybe we're just not in the same realm. I walk around streets that I grew up in and I don't even recognize them. Like, I know, like, a generation has passed, but I'm just saying that nothing looks the same anymore. It's really weird. So is this possible? And I know it sounds crazy and weird, but guys, the images and everything that's coming in from around 1900 is like being fabricated. And then there's this entire narrative they give us with the movies for cowboys and Indians and, cavemen, Captain Caveman, the Flintstones, dinosaurs, the score. So it seems that the Adam and Eve's Garden of Eden was as recently as maybe the 19th or even the 20th century. Had to believe, like 1900, Matt, we don't even know anything about the Edwardians. This is the time of the First World War. We know fucking nothing about them. How is that even possible? Furniture at this time, stuff at this time is just so scarce. How comes that? Do you mean they chuck all that good kit away? Where is it all? So I think that when people back in the Golden Age of Tartaria were Breatharians, I don't think that people were dying. Maybe they did die if you got splattered by something. But if you maintained yourself, I think that you could have been immortal or lasted hundreds of years, like they tell you in the Bible about, Noah being like 800-year-old. So this would explain a lot of things about Tartarian. It would also explain why there are no graves. Why there are no graves in Tartaria. Oh yeah, you get a few in Gothic churches with some saintages inside, in caskets, etc. But you won't get graveyards earlier than, you didn't get 1700 graveyards. They were 1800s and later. And that's it. Must have been trillions of people that went before us, guys. Where are they all? Because I don't think people were dying. Not like they are now. Because people are only dying because of the construct. If they knew what this place was and they realized how powerful they actually were and, focused on themselves and, directed their energy properly and never got distracted or thinking about fudgy subjects, there's a high possibility that you would never succumb to any illness, because it's only, through post-hypnotic suggestion that any of that arises anyway. Oh, you're not looking too well. Oh, you think you're looking a bit peaky. You think you should better get a checkup. Have you heard that? So it's all that, isn't it? Because all is actually mind. I even was schooling with a thought the other night that I was thinking, if all is mind and it is all about coordinates and setting your intent, and they definitely know this because they have like battles and famous events on specific dates that correspond with the sky, the witches' calendar, the sky, and certain dates, what they say are religious dates, like All Hallows Eve, which is soon. And they have events on these times on specific nodal points to affect the whole realm. And that one can work for the good as well. It only takes a table full of people to be truly awake to how this realm is working, to wake the entire thing up. One table full. It doesn't take a billion, it takes just a few. That's right. Just a few. And then the whole thing. Who's going to light the tinderbox? Who's going to start it off? They lost a long time ago, guys. You can see, surely to God by now, how absurd the whole story is, the whole narrative is, how convoluted and childish it all is, the wars, really. Guys, in this day and age, if you get your army and then the officer says, charge, everyone's standing there with their USB plug going, where do I plug it in? Because that's how the times have changed. They're doing war on PS3 controllers, PS4, whatever it is now. It's probably up to PS16. I know they got like Rambo 10, haven't they now? John Wick 17. So they like rehash history, like they rehash the movies. It's like mud flood, rinse, repeat. Mud flood, rinse, repeat. That sort of thing. Oh, thank you, Jess. Just give me a super finger. So you can find the catacombs with the bones under most cities and all around the world. And what are they? They're deep down, aren't they? They might have been on a level higher up. If there's been mud floods, that would make perfect sense. But yes, they're also antiquated, which we've thought about as a technology, the piezoelectric qualities that are in human bones. Valerie Pax, Bob's in the house. Nice one, Bob's. Nice one, Val. Nice one, Dragon Sageage. We can do it. We did do it. It's just people sort of forget quickly. I've noticed it's weird. It's like they just go off like, oh, we basically won, haven't we? And then hey ho, and they're off to something stupid. When you got them in the corner, you just finish it off. When you just fucking don't just go for a walk, and have a think about what you just did. So they can't possibly go on because we know the score. We know how this place works exactly the same as they do. And the magic that they use, we can just fucking flip it. And that will just won't work anymore. Any of their magic, any of their hypnotism, any of their icky vibes or bad intent, it's not going to actually work on us anymore. We don't buy it. Yeah. We're going to just be us and be happy and fuck them. doing any of that, because they are gaslighting at people. And if you do focus on it, which is what it's intended to do, to soak up your energy and get you worried, so you're like that all the time, not thinking about, you know, your spiritual growth, what for a better word, which is what this is, isn't it? It's a schoolroom, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's learning. I've learned so much in the last 10 years about myself. I don't even recognize Martin of a couple of years ago. I can't even look at him like, oh my God, I don't know anything about anything. I'm like about 3-year-old. I've matured that much, guys, in the last few years. Just meeting people in the truth, man. It's just changed my life, blown my mind. That's what it's done in a very, very awesome and epic way. So how many have we got in here? 371 in the house. Let me give you all a few shout addition, then we're going to get stuck in to this juice. So Christian's in the house. So yeah, I did a bit of cooking. I'll do another one of them in a week. But I did this week a presentation in you would say that though, biased, but yeah, thank you so much. Summerhill Lane. Wow, you're so super cool. Yeah, I did a presentation for Alien Events, which is quite prestigious, I guess. They got a lot of people from, I don't know, ancient aliens and stuff on there. But I did a presentation on Tartaria, talked about flat Earth, other lands, and, you know, just like I talked to you guys. And it went down swimmingly. They fucking loved it. So that's awesome. So I think, you know, Tartaria subjects is, you know, it's all over TikTok, isn't it? And flat Earth's one of the biggest searches on TikTok at the moment, believe it or not. They're not really telling you, but it is. And it's massive in countries like Japan. And in African countries as well. The Muslims are really into flat Earth, especially when they found out the Quran was a flat Earth book. They went mental for it. So there's that. Something big is coming. I asked for a sign. I went to a church note this week to do a little ritual in my head and send out my intent on that note, which is like an ancient church, so to speak. And then I looked down, and in the dustbin was a picture a child had drew of Noah's flood. I was like, okay. I came home and Paris was flooded. I was like, oh, all right, okay. Now, nowhere is really dry. And where I live, if I showed you the map of the rivers in this country where I live, Wales, it's only small and mountainous, but the rivers are just so numerous you wouldn't even believe. And it's the same everywhere in the world. Nowhere is truly dry. Even the deserts have seas underneath them. There's all water. You know, if you're a desert-dwelling person, you can find water anywhere in the desert. You just dig down to get it. There's water tables. So seemingly that the Sahara Desert wasn't the Sahara Desert as little as maybe 500 years ago. That was green and pleasant land, and what they call the Fertile Crescent, which is Holy Land, etc., is no longer the Fertile Crescent. It's dusty freaking desert, isn't it? So something's happened, hasn't it? Yeah, and it's all really mapped in the maps and in the oral traditions of peoples like North American Indians, Hopis, etc. Even Aboriginal people have a similar narrative for this. And the Zulu boss man, Kridwu, says that there was no moon. It turned up or just happened. And this place was tropical, but he says more swampy and akin to like Cape Canopy type atmosphere, which very well could have been. But I don't think that, you know, according to the maps, snow and ice and all that unpleasant ickiness was actually a thing. Something has definitely happened and shifted. Okay, so that's what we're going to look into. We haven't had the rain in weeks, warm weather in New York. Same year, exactly the same, Corinne. Yeah, it's just not rain, just maybe a little shower, but just glorious. And it looks really beautiful as well. The colours are just off the radar. You know, I love the colours this time of year, but, you know, accentuated by the blue sky, which we don't often see in Britain. You know, last spring, you know, we waited forever to spring to turn up, and May went, and then June went, and it was like, whoa, here we go again, no bleeding summer. So here's Hugh, what's he saying? We have to woohoo, how's you? So woohoo, to everybody, feeling irie, feeling happy, and feeling glad to be back for what is now an internet tradition. Okay, we've been going 10 years with these sort of live events, so it's an internet tradition now. Magenta's a psyop, Von. Oh no, you never said that. Magenta's not a psyop. I've actually seen that color when I do sun gazing. The sun explodes in a color of magenta and gloriousness. So 420 of you watching, if you would be so kind as to share this out, like this video, subscribe, and all of them things that the other YouTubes mention that I never. So today I am Marticus von Spunkhoffen. May or may not be a true story. Okay, girl from Mars. Yeah, so I used to call myself Mars because my name was Martin, and it's like one letter away from Martian, I noticed, and I had a bit of affinity with the whole subject of Mars, etc. I even, when I was, at sea, and I used to like go to different places, it's just like, you can just be who you want, don't you? And they say, what's your name? And I used to say Mars. I just call myself Mars. So there's that. So yeah, don't burn your mouth on roaches, and don't suck it down your lungs is my advice. Okay. Never do that. Never do that. I just got your name, Linda. Oh yeah. Slow coach. There you go. Martin Warrior from Mars. There you are. But Martin is Martius is the Greek god of war anyway. So there I am, god of war. But I am in a war, and I do feel myself as a warrior, and I've got that warrior spirit, and that's why I've been doing this for years on the internet. So let's get stuck in. First, gaslights. They're fucking gaslighting us. There ain't no way in a billion years, right, that every single night, okay, let me just tell you a little story. Every single night they tell you that they come out and they lit the street lights. Like talking a billion of them worldwide, more. Do you believe that? And then they outed them again at the end of the day. But some of them were like 50 foot in the air. Apparently, they did that for every light in the world. Lamplighters. They must have employed about 1 billion people to actually do that. I don't buy it. So the first gaslights turned up, as we'll look into now, around 1804 mark, invented by a Scotsman. Like everything got invented by Scotsmen in the whole world, apparently. So they must have had, because of the Scottish Rites Masonry thing, first dibs on the itinerary of inventions. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Anyway, so the first gaslights were used around early 1804. So what was used as street lights prior to that? So did we have like flamey torches like they show in Game of Thrones, for example? Is that what we had? Flamey torches, or the eternal torch? What about underground places? We definitely need a light source in underground places, don't you think? So for the whole of human reality, up until like beginning of the 1800s, we had no street lighting. All right, if you start to look into it, they say, oh, maybe ancient Alatonia had some sort of street lighting, but it wasn't fucking electric. Okay, so they didn't need any street lighting. And coincidentally, if you look into this, and it is spooky, you missed it before, right? We've been looking at these Tartarian buildings and pictures for 7 years now, maybe 8 years. Okay, guys? And I seen a load today that had no lampposts. No lampposts. I didn't see it before. I'm like, shit. There's them weird U-bends, Antiquitech things. There's telegraph poles, and in some places like San Francisco, there was no lighting. I'm like, whoa, and I missed that earlier. We'll go through some, honestly, guys, honestly. Then photos of St. Petersburg of missing people, 1850s, you know them ones at the show? There ain't no fucking lighting. There's no lighting. Check it out for yourself, guys. It's just mental. So we're definitely onto something here with this story, definitely, 100%. So make sure to share this out. And we're going to get stuck in. Is the juice for the day. So yeah, gaslighting. All right. So my family story of a psychic happening, and it's this. My mother, in the house that she grew up in, They had no electric. They had gas lights. And when we used to go on holiday in caravans, we had gas lights. They had like mantles, they were called, little white things that did melt and like done drippies, like plastic drippies. They were really fucking dangerous. So let's just move my mic. So apparently, one of my family stories is my grandfather, who was an old soldier, he sat there in the armchair and he said he had a voice. And it said to him, "Get the fuck upstairs, something's happening." And he jumped out of the chair, he ran upstairs, and as he ran upstairs, my mother was asleep in the bed, right? And the mantle was just coming down with this plastic drippy stuff to go and land on her. He said it was just a psychic happening. He just knew something was wrong, and it was just going to go. It was just going to go. So they are really fucking dangerous, these oil lamps. They're really dangerous. If you hit them over, it's a fucking, literally like a petrol bomb. The whole place goes up. I don't see, you know, especially with old people and clumsy children, they were using these oil lamps in every single building. You just hit them over and everyone's fucking dead. Really, they go up like, does it even make any sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. I got to think about, well, they need lighting, and then you find again with the record, the art record, that it was about lighting. They didn't seem to have any internal lighting, not even candles in some paintings, but they had really large windows. And then I thought about window tax, or that narrative for window tax, which doesn't ring true for other countries that were not under British Dominion. So why did they block their windows off? To reduce or to block the light. Something really fucking bad happened recently, and they've rewritten the whole narrative. Maybe it'd scare the shit out of everyone if they knew. Maybe it's that. But I think it goes to the Phoenicians, because we were in the golden age of Tartaria. It's literally just, I can't even believe how recently. And then this Phoenician thing's happened, and they're living in it now. You know, the Babylonian nightmare with all their weirdness. Yeah, have you seen the adverts lately, or should I call them the adverts? I can't even look at them. They make me literally physically sick. They're repugnant to anything decent in this fucking place. This is what they've made society, guys. Yeah, it's just. But anyway, I'm not going to focus on that. I'm just bringing your attention to it. I have a quick little rant. So, Cindy Lake, thank you for being here. And is that Sojay Rage? Okay. Lighting fat in the bath. Yeah, you can make like little nuclear bombs in the bath if you light your fats. You can have little nuclear mushrooms clouds. Not that I've ever done that. I don't know. I'm just getting what people told me. Maybe the hands of the Tartarians were candelabras like Lumiere from the Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, well then candelabras. I was wondering again this week. See, all the comments that are coming in are just sinking. There's been a lot of synchronicities again this week, guys. I'm noticing that's picked up. I've been having a knotty thing in my stomach, like, whoa, something's going on in the background. But it always is. But I'm more susceptible to it. I can feel it more. Maybe I'm just more perceptive at the moment. I'm not sure. But the synchronicities, they seem to like peter out, but they've come flooding back in. And like literally stuff I'm thinking about, people are commenting about. And like you just did in the chat there, it's just like, bum. It's like finishing my thoughts. Outstanding. The way to not waste the fucking internet, eh? Which is what most people are doing. It's all about AI bullshit, earning money. It's just all a business, isn't it? So good job we got this little niche anyway of doing truth thing. It's one blessing anyway. So gaslighting, they're definitely doing to us, okay? Gaslights began to be used in the early 1800s by Scottish inventor William Murdoch, who created the first gaslight in his home in 1792 or so, they say. Okay, so before that time, like there's no street lighting. Before 1812, well, what curious year 1812, like guys. How many times have I said this is a reset year? How many things have happened in that year? Do you want to give you a rundown? Okay. Well, the Napoleon advance on Russia, and everyone gets basically killed, and the Russians are all missing in Moscow because there's a comet. It's Kushka's comet, which is flying over America as well, because that whole place is going to shit, because they're having the biggest event in American history called the New Madrid Fault Line event. When New Madrid and in Missouri literally rises up and is still risen to this day from that event. It is a biblical size event caused possibly by a comet. The same comet that split off into two. You know, if you read that in the narrative, that completely kills stone dead any heliocentric thoughts anyway. And Beethoven's 1812 overture. Boom, boom, boom. So many markers for 1812. Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Story of a man that's been reanimated for dead people and brought back using lightning and electricity. She wrote this in 1812, the year without summer. They all stayed in, and the crops failed the year after that, and all of this lasted 5 years and ended in the Tombona earthquake, volcanic event. Sorry. Literally, this first 10, this period year was just Armageddon worldwide. So that's a curious date as well, that they're doing that for the first Gaslights. So before then, what were we using? No, nothing. We were just scrambling around, hoping no one chucked a bucket of piss out the window at us, because apparently we were doing that. Yeah, piss pots, chucking it out the window. So we have these. Now, they were still around when I was a kid, sticking out the side of buildings, some of them, these old-fashioned Gaslights, these things. So they've only been around since 1850. They say that some people come around, lit everyone in the world. Some of them are just so super high on buildings and stuff. And you can see these are pure, apparently, a gas. Okay, you see the mantle. This one's been lit. Beautiful little picture, but how did he get up there? To light it, ladder. Okay, we'll look into that, because they're doing like Fred Dibner type extraordinary things with some to light these up here every single night of the week in every single street in antiquity. But some of these old pictures show that there's something else going on, clearly. You can see some of them antiquity devices directly behind the head, which are actually not telegraph, and something that looks like maybe a Faraday cage behind. I really don't know what that is, but this, which you find in all British packs, these balustrade things, these antiquitech things over water features mostly, but you can see there's some sort of white strip. Now, I followed the history of the light bulb this week. Really interesting story behind it, and they actually advanced the first mass production of light bulbs, Philips, and they were made of cotton rather than bamboo. But you don't have to go to all that extent. If you want to literally light your house, you can just knock that little thing up there, and that'll do you fine for your free electric. But could they do that in the past? Well, it definitely looks like the shit that's hanging off the churches and all of the buildings, doesn't it? So I think they're safely, if you can do that now, I think that they were safely doing that then. Don't you? Giants. Here's Hugo, and he's lighting his cigar off of apparently glassless, if he could do that, because they did have glass in these apparently. But beautiful ornates, you know. We used to have a bag going across them, and we used to tie a rope on it. We used to swing around them. I used to love doing that when I was little, swinging around the lampposts. And you can see in Europe here, in Prague and other places, they have some ornate lights. So picture that was originally apparently gas. So you'd have to get a man up there, giant steps, take off this delicate glass outing and light it inside and everything else. So there was some device, you can see. So it is feasible if they had 1 billion people to, to do this thing every night. It wasn't for long, because it was only from 1812, and it was petered out and gone by the 1900 mark, really. The first houses started to get electric in about the 1920s, some 1930s, 40s. My wife, who's would have been her birthday today if she'd have lived, she gave birth to my son 34 years ago today. It's my son's birthday, Lawrence Leake. I love you, son. Happy birthday to Lawrence. Hi, Honora. Yeah, 26th of October, the day's my son's birthday. So you can see this is like a water feature. I don't know what's going on exactly in it all. These were all over London. Look at these beautiful mud flooders. Yeah. So this would have been like some sort of gas lever. You can see the gas feed going into it. So I don't doubt that this one was gas, but like I'm saying, the longevity of them, maybe 70 years if they did run. Look at this in London. Yeah, this is part of the ancient world, this thing here, this stone thing. And for some reason, when did they exactly do that? Is this lamppost as old as what this thing is? Or did they just conveniently fit it on top, put all the gubbins through the middle of the stone? Yeah. So it looks to be there's a wire going up there, disappears. See something there. So gas, very probably, but the narrative for people coming around, I don't know. It just doesn't ring true to me. And the total lack of lighting as well in some pictures is just astounding. So it's just a nice little picture of a snow-lined Christmas street. That's supposed to be not far away. I'm guessing we'll be having a barbecue for Christmas, and that'll be brilliant. Chuck another shrimp on the barbie for Christmas. So, but yeah, in a lot of photographs, there's no lighting at all. Like this one in Russia. Okay, you've got these beautiful big mud flooders you see all over Europe and Russia. You see the lower levels and these big, whatever they are, they're not telegraph. There's no wires coming off of them. But there's so many pictures that I've gone through now that there's no street lighting at all in this street. There's no street lighting in so many pictures. I find that really, really weird now I'm looking, guys. Do you see any street lighting in this street? Your beautiful, massive buildings here. Gator Farm. I think this is I was going to say it was Galveston, but I'm not sure if it is. But Palm Beach, there you are. It's in Florida. Gator Farm in Palm Beach. So Florida. Look at the architecture, the Tartarian stuff in Florida. And so they got, dig this, right, guys, a minute. They got wooden sidewalks, okay, mud road, and this electric tram is running on what? Can you see any tracks, guys? No, I can't see any tracks. There's a big pile of shit by here, but I'm not seeing any tracks. That's really weird. You get an abundance of telegraph wires, so everyone's connected to the telephone, isn't it? So how do they manage at night to get about there? Anybody? Has anybody noticed before? It's going to crawl your skin to see how many are without street lighting, guys. How about inside? You're definitely going to need it if you're underground. Okay, maybe they had batteries like Dendera when they got the light bulbs, etc. But not if you're thinking about Antiquitech, and they did have energy sources. So inside a typical Victorian house, okay, late 1800s house, and I seen one of these in Texas, and I literally fell in love with this type of lighting. They can rock back and fall on the ship, and the old ships, and it is that nautical theme. But apparently these were gas as well, but they'd be a bit safer. You don't think you'd hit one of them over, so maybe more of them were in situ. There's a thing there, looks like a light bulb. Looks like maybe it's both. Really unusual, that one. But I love these big plants they had indoors and everything. So yeah, ostentatious lamps. Now we had them all of my city where I live, in Cardiff, all over London, and all the cities of Britain. We used to, and Europe, everywhere really. America's the same. These massive, you can see the Phoenician imprint on it. Lampposts. Are these gas? So somebody come up for a massive ladder, opens a little glass door, lit them up every single night of the week. Or this one. No, I think there's something else definitely going on with this one, don't you? It looks like there's two things sticking up, and if you had a wire between them, maybe four there. You would definitely have a light bulb, maybe some. We're just going with the official narrative of, Edison and Phillips light bulbs, etc. There's definitely a light bulb there, 100%. Okay, so Antiquitech galore was itself illuminating, the same way as that gadget I just showed you with the copper wires, very possibly self-illuminating lampposts. Then I seen this. Okay, that would make sense. Clever invention, if true, of getting a hook, maybe here. I don't know how, or maybe it's on a halyard. And then bringing the whole light down to ground level, lighting it, and then sending it back up again. That would sort of make sense. Still a big undertaking, 7 days of the week, 365 days of the year for every street in Christendom, admittedly. Bob the Science Guy, welcome to you. Welcome to Three Fingers, my brother, and everybody else. So some of the Renaissance art. Now, did they have any interior lighting in the Renaissance period? So we got 1500s Van Eyck picture, famous one. We know this one with the pregnant couple and the little dog. So they appear to have candelabras. You put a candle in there. So you would need a ladder or a gadget or something to get in there, wouldn't you? And how many candles were they actually making worldwide? And, how were people actually buying them? It would have to be for every dwelling, for every person. So maybe they're actually something else, rather than just holding. So there they are, the gaslighters. They're telling us this is our history. Is this gentleman here? And, these were still going, some of these in the 1940s, guys. Look. Okay? Going around, lighting every gaslight in the world. And look how ornate they are. So, yeah, dangerous undertaking for these ones, 7 days a week, isn't it? Getting up there, you don't want to fall off that building. Yeah. Look how ornate they are, beautiful as well, compared to So apparently that's going on. Although that is a really shitty pencil drawing by Almy as well. Stop. See, that's not giving me confidence that this is happening at all. Okay, so we've got a little ladder, and then he shins it up the whole post. Okay, and then he couples himself off on a some sort of harness by here to hold him, opens the glass window, lights it up, and then he shimmies back down onto the ladder. Every single light in Christendom. Something wrong with that. That just seems so fucking stupid. So there you are, death-defying gaslighters. So admittedly, the saying gaslighting is from the old 30s film Gaslight, where a guy's like fucking around with the lighting, saying his ghosts and stuff to make it go nutty. Well, that's what they do with this. Wouldn't it be them all over if they were like, oh yeah, you only had gaslights in the past, gas mantles, but is that really what we had? And they were super dangerous. Look at that. Seems to be a little wheel on there, but look at that for a lot going on in the past. And then you see some of these from early 1900s, as we know. Some cities are way electrified way earlier. This is like a Russian bridge, as you can see, all beautifully illuminated and what looks like electric street lighting. This is you got some street lighting there. You can see. Just presume they're getting right that high, but you get some, and they're up here. The lights. I can't even get my head around how they're even getting up there if they are lighting them, and they are, like they say, gaslights. Interesting with the Masonic pillars, double pillars, and they even spiraled them. And I want you to note as well for later when we're going to look at some Phoenician motifs from the great expositions that they were using or replicated. You see this thing, which is a type of garland or type of vegetation. I don't exactly know what. You see it, and I'll show you it later. And they got it between all of these pillars, and it has to be significant. These pillars are all the way down, by the way. But again, to create spin, they're doing it there. And then you see 1900s then, Buffalo, Luna Park, New York City in this case. This is Luna Park, and expositions. And that's how easy it is to illuminate one of them old-fashioned light bulbs. Now, I'm sure they had the Industrial Revolution going on. They managed to sort out, the thermodynamics and get, steam trains going. And, industry was really quite advanced in the, even mid-1800s, guys. So how were they not doing that? I'm sure Edison and all them people were doing that. And here's a beautiful picture of Prague, the bridges of Prague, and they know a thing or two about architecture in that city, I can tell you. And look at this old world thing. So it would have been a really subtle light. It wouldn't have been bright at all if it had been gaslight, and it would have been really dimly lit, actually. But look at these. This one, oof, it's got this wire coming out of it all the way up. So it's going somewhere, don't know where. But look at how ornate that is on both sides. And this building, it's ridiculous. These old world buildings are so unbelievably beautiful. All the decoration. Shush. And that is Baltimore. Celebration, Baltimore. Ugh. Looking East illumination. So they was fully electrifying cities worldwide. Look at this temple in the background. I bet you when that was a temple, it was electrical like this. And that is my cover today. It was an AI generated image, but it does show Tartaria, which is a lot of these Tartarian type steampunky things kicking around on the internet right now. They all use steam balloons, balloons and steam power, and they use antiquitech devices. So it's out there. It's out there. So it's just an interesting old picture because the lampposts are this high in the air. Okay, and they got these big Roman, whatever they are, really half rotunda things, with statues on top. Yet the roads and the buildings are all like, I guess, in warehouse type affairs. I'm not sure of that destination, but really interesting. Got little horses and carties are building all this giant shit. It's mind-boggling. So there, I started tungsten, lead in wires, stem, boom, 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 and then you add your bulb. And this is this one, tungsten wire. But they started, like I said, Philips light bulb, the most successful mass-produced light bulb, was using cotton, which was like amazing, blew my mind. Some of them were using copper, weren't they? Bamboo as well. So lamps undermine for the quarries, for the coal mines, the Davy lamps invented by Davy, and other lamps like this. Some of them running on paraffin and other substances, but you took this down into a coal mine where there are gas leaks, and if a gas leak hits a naked flame, everyone dies. So I think that's a really poor invention. Maybe should have had something flameless, more in line with these. They were definitely on Victorian bicycles, and I had one when I was a kid as well, and I loved my dynamo, which is a form of free energy. The dynamo fixes to your wheel, you cycle around, and it generates a charge and illuminates your light, which was beautiful. I loved my dynamo. So there's that one in London again, look. Pumping out water, and they closed this off now. You can't have water on this in the modern day. It's still there, but they don't allow you to have water from actual water. So yeah, use these lights. I really love them. I'd love one of them off my ceiling, but they got different styles to them, and they got these balls in as well. Look a bit like the Mercury balls, don't they? But they got a pulley system for bringing them down, which makes actually perfect sense for getting them to ground level. So this is how they destroyed art and our history. This is a 19th century lamppost, and this is a 20th century, 21st. I don't know what I mean. So this is where we're at now, and they've changed them since Rona. They've got LEDs. They managed to literally change the lighting on every single lamppost in the world during Rona. Isn't that weird how they managed to do that? Did anyone notice that? Yeah, that's unusual in itself, I think. Something definitely going on with them LCDs, just the flicker rate or something. Maybe it's easier just to mind control your ass if you're having your eyes seared out by fucking nasty bright lightage. You know, I went in a shop today, and literally instantly the lights were so bright. I was like, my eyes. Outlaw art, no shirt 16 alpha. That's what they're doing. It's like they want, like the Nazis went crazy with like all the art schools, and they're like, oh no, we can't look at that, it was just like strict Nazi art, so fuck off Flemish art and everything else. So it was like strict, and they're doing it now. They're doing it now. It's all in favour of Phoenician, Bacchusite art. This same flavour, and it's everywhere in the world. I'm going to show you now. These things, these cities that I definitely think were the old world. I think this is gaslighting to the extreme to make us think. I'm going to show you this motif booklet a bit later. Blow your mind to see that they are telling us that they built these, these entire civilizations in 18 months, and then they're open for some of them for 8 months. I'll show you an exhibit of 8 months. Apparently a few million people come through, see these museums, because they're essentially museums, exhibits, expositions. And then they're all dismantled and little bits are left, but they were all fully electrified. Look at this. Just blows my mind to think that the world looked like that. 130 years ago now, 125 years ago. This is Memphis. They always guessed me the Memphis exposition, fully electrified, but they had a full-scale pyramid. And they had a giant temple of Jupiter and all of this in Memphis, Tennessee. So you're absolutely sure that Memphis, and this is not the real Nile, and this is all of the real shit that was going on, because it makes sense, really, doesn't it? All of that was just repeated. So basically, electrical tower, so massive thing. So they electrified it, wired it. All of the pumps necessary would have been electric for the water, I'm guessing. Yeah, and electric tower. Okay, but this is like on the infancy of electric. 1901, the copyright for that is 11,000 gallons of water per minute. Okay. Wow. And look at all the light bulbs that were manufactured, and every single one of them illuminated, not one out. What if a light bulb went out? How did they get them replaced? Did they send somebody up on a ladder? So yeah, this is like they want us to believe. It's like quite insulting, actually, that they've just built this for a little time and then it all disappears. Some of them go up in flames, like Chicago. Look how beautiful that is. Can you imagine walking around that? Must be a wondrous thing. So yeah, I definitely think this place had no snow. I've talked about it for quite a while now, haven't I? I've showed Antarctica, so-called Antarctica, Hyperborean areas, and you do not see any snowage whatsoever. And you see, like in the case of, North Africa, which is supposed to be all deserted, and you do see the presence of Islam there, but these are, amazing, big, beautiful cities all over Africa. I've shown this before. Yes, you may have seen this or you may not have. Antiquitech. Really curious how the people who don't like this subject come out with stuff. And I posted this years ago, but it was come up on Facebook. And someone said, oh, yeah, it must have been that they had an electrical problem with their wiring. Yeah, okay. It's not going to play fuck off. So, yeah, so this is basically Antiquitech. And we're going to basically, I'll show you a little bit of this later, because this was basically the presentation, part of it that I did for the alien gig. I'll show you a bit later. So, yeah, so Outer Worlds, I definitely think is a thing. I really do think there's more going on. I've always said it's about other lands. That's why they want everyone to think they're on a spinning fucking ball, don't they? But the Urbano Monte map that turned up late 1500s, 1591, I think it is. But they show all of these lands. Yeah. All the way around. It's full of animals. And then you got the beautiful little green bit in the middle, the Hyperborean continent. All green. Nowhere, anywhere is desert. Nowhere, anywhere is ice. Everywhere is a really lovely place. And do you know why? Because this was the Garden of Eden. And they literally say in the narrative of Garden of Eden that the Garden of Eden was surrounded by a big wall, a circular wall. And isn't it funny how our bit in the middle is surrounded by like a circular ice wall, or so they say, or islandlets. But it is, what they say. Isn't that curious? And they always give you the 4 angels with these, don't they? 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is an old Azimuth equidistant from the Dutch military. The Dutch military, they don't, acknowledge Antarctica as a thing. They know what this place is, and they're not lying about it because they don't lie about it. And this has been talking about. They seem, there's loads of maps now with the Nostrafrundum idea of all of these different lands out there. The islands of Pangaea and Froth and all of these places and these continents outside of this ice wall. Very, very possibly that is exactly what is going on. So there was an apocalyptic event, okay, Noah's flood, in the Cosmographia and the Urbano Monte maps I just showed you then, okay, in the late 1400s in the case of Cosmographia, but 1500s to 1600s. So here, 1600s voyage, okay, across Tartaria. And what do they find? Well, it is by the East India Company, but this is what they've documented. So all of the capital, Astrakhan, shows up, but one, and we found this years ago when we went through the book, The Journey of Peter Strues, the Dutchman from the East India Company, who went to Tartaria. And it blew my mind because everywhere he visited was in Armageddon. Who are they trying to keep out? The Tartars. So I don't think they're anywhere near Mongol hordes, like they say. I gather that there was a few of them, but you never ever see them all in your Eskimo gear and all in winter stuff. They're always because they're in apparently a cold country, but in it's supposed to be parts of Siberia that are actually in Tartaria, all the way up to the Tartarian Ocean. Which is the Arctic Ocean in old maps. So these look like guard towers, which are little guards, really, really big wall, an interior wall. It's like Minas Tirith from Lord of the Rings. And that's exactly what it reminds me of. So I'm guessing this is a really important gateway through to the expanse of the biggest country in the world. So whether or not people want to believe that Tartaria was an advanced civilization and magical civilization, doesn't really matter because the fact still remains they were the biggest country that ever existed, or as little as 200 years ago. Did they teach you that in school? Did they mention Tartaria in school? No, they didn't, did they? So there he is, posted, looking at the map of, as you can see, Asia, and he's pointing here, which is the area of Tartaria. But I've seen Tartaria's China also, and it comes down. I've had maps of India being Tartaria, and I definitely think that the Phoenician influence was there as well. So topography maps, they know the heights of different mountains. There doesn't seem to be any snow happening on these mountain ranges, but they know the heights and they've named them as well. So they did the topography. Okay, let's move through. Okay, so this is some of the things that they're finding. Obviously, I don't know what is going on because it's all in Dutch, and it's Middle Dutch as well. Horses on well, maybe it's just some sacrifice. I don't even know. I wouldn't even like to say what is going on there. I would say some sort of sacrifice, unless they're cooking horse. People do cook horses. So what is the Tartarian city? It's like use the Tartarian city here, see Tartarian Strad, and it is like the future. It's like Flash Gordon. It reminds me of Flash Gordon or something on Star Wars where it's been completely destroyed. You've got a massive tower on top of the mountains here. You don't see any snow in anywhere. Like I said, it's supposed to be cold regions, especially with Astrakhan. So these unbelievably curly spires and these rectangular enclosures, and all of them are completely smashed beyond repair. And you're going to see this for the whole of Tartaria. And you're going to see some strange deities being worshipped, giants. So there you are, Tartarian city, strange futuristic type of technologies, but everything has been completely destroyed. in Armageddon, which definitely happened, and not too long ago. Look at the melted walls. They literally melted and they run. Look at them. And what are all them deities and things in the enclosure? So you've got this thing with wings and a sword, don't know, armless thing, and a lion. The lion, we can say, is something to do with Phoenicia, yes? And you've got an inner enclosure, definitely antiquitech looking devices, no doubt about that there as well. Mud underneath everywhere, mud outside everywhere. And what is on top of these hills? I don't know. So yeah, Tartaria looks really advanced, but it looks like something really bad happened. So some of the wildlife, I'm guessing they were having mammoth kebabs. So here's some pine forest dwellers in Burat. So there's a dog on the pole this time, and some girl with some skanky dreadlocks turns up with a goat thing. So we don't know the narrative. So yeah, it's out in an old Tartarian book. So they were seafaring. Now, if you look, oh, shall I spin this picture? I might have to, actually. Oh, fuck. Why does this spin left? I've got to go all the way past the... Oh, excuse my language. I keep forgetting there's people with me. Anyway. So, they are seafarers, but if you notice, they are... This is a really good clue, actually, guys. So these are Tartarians, that was a Tartarian book. They look large. They are baldy, okay? And they look like they got them little buns on their head, exactly like the Floridians that are in America. They even look exactly like them. And yet they're supposed to be Tartarians. And they look Caucasian too as well, don't they? Because they are. So Japanese are Caucasian. Have you noticed, like Japanese people, they just look a little bit different, but they look like proper Western, don't they? They look like, I see like people look like people from Britain when I see Japan on the telly. Not the same for China. No. So there's a Tartarian language, and they had I can't remember the exact figure, but I think there was somewhere like 200 letters in the Tartarian language. They were not like our Poxy 26. There's 28 in the Welsh language. We've got extra letters. We've got double L and CH. The double L designates a. So if you say the word CUNT in Wales, you say you're a flunt, and it's okay. Because an LL means a C in Welsh. You go like that. So veggies and faunas that they managed to document, and some sort of archipelago of Tartaria, and then some Phoenician iconography there. Some of them troublesome angels. Whenever they show up, there's bloody trouble. They're like war correspondents, aren't they? Whenever you see a war correspondent, there's always shit happening. Now, I'm not saying that the war correspondent is happening, but it made it happen. But it is a bloody coincidence, isn't it? Like Kate Adie shows up, there's bombs going off behind her. It's not because she's there, is it? So there's some Italian chicks. Yeah, it looks like he's got a bit of a fuzzy coat on. So it might be a bit chilly. Kid's not cold, though, because he's like butt naked. So there's that. So we don't know how far north they are. They could be right up in the... what is now the tundra, where the tundra's melting. So there's the enclosure. They've mapped it. It looks exactly like Nineveh in the Bible depictions, exactly like Babylon in the Bible depictions. And look, it would have looked something like that. These great cities. Of Tartaria. Oh, where did the top hats come from, I wonder? So I don't know what they're doing with beads. It might be something to do with praying beads or something. I don't know. And look at this. He doesn't look very... Oh, he's a Knight of Malta. David Zoom. Nicholas David Zoom. Zoom, just want to look. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, Dad, your arm's on fire. Oh, fucking hell, not again. Spontaneously combusting arms with very, very very popular years ago. You sit there. I've been on fire. My leg was on fire once. My pocket was on fire on a bus. Yeah. So they look a bit like North American Indians, but these are frequenting Tartaria. But why are these Indians got little Caucasian Cherabanuski muscly things? They're like toddlers with muscles, like the Tartarians. Really weird. Check out their cities. You recognize them off the old maps we were just looking at? Tartarian enclosed cities. Definitely looks like mud floods happened, though. There's no doubt about that. Zoom! Take away. So I'm Estonian. Yeah. Oh, you know that, don't you, Hippie Shake? Yeah. That's why I like Hellung so much, because I'm like Viking. Definitely Viking. Oh, we got an Estonian. Dervist. We got an Estonian there in the chat age. Okay, awesome. And there's another Estonian city. Tartarian city, which is definitely the same. I definitely think Scandinavians were Tartarians. There's another like couple with another weird sprog again. Something weird going on. Oh, right, they're sledging around. Maybe they have got a bit of snow in the 1600s. We missed page 666. Good. Siberia here, and they have some sigil or some beautiful, I should say, geometry going on there. I don't know what it means. And this looks like the I Ching or something here. Very possibly could be. I Ching, coincidentally, is ones and zeros. So exactly like binary. So how can the I Ching be such an old ideal actually show you modern computer code? You got to ask yourself how they know. Because they knew. Other people worked it out as well, what we're in, guys. And they did, 100%. A lot of these cities we're looking at now, they would have been put on specific nodes on water, for the energy, for the scalar waves. They knew how this place worked. And the technologies were, the older world technologies were harnessed in these. I wouldn't even say that the Tartarians invented it all. I would say that this was a more ancient world. And they were probably, like everything is copying them. Like the Tartarians were possibly also, I was thinking, if they did last forever or they did last a long time, some of them were giants. The Phoenicians look to have come along just before Renaissance period. I don't know. Let me have a think. What's written on this? It's like the saint, isn't it? So, ideographic pictures. I'm guessing they drew what they were explaining. Like man with antenna on head. Man with antenna on head. Well, they didn't speak like that, but you get my drift. So, there's some of their language. Really cool. It's like hieroglyphics, isn't it? Look at this. They found Tartarian cave paintings, I guess you could call them, but they look like advanced schematics for something or other. Strange deities you see here as well. So yeah, so it completely went to shit in Tartaria. It all looked like it got destroyed. And that's a neat little idea. A boat being dragged around. That was the rhyme. I suspect. What is this? Rababa. See, Babar and Tartar is the same. Rababa. Rhubarb. And it looks like fucking rhubarb. Rhubarb leaves. Rhubarb. Rhubarb was rhubarb, guys. I just discovered something. So, yeah, they were maritime, which you don't attribute the Tartarians would be maritime at all, do you guys? You can see they had shipping. They do not seem to have any star forts, though. I haven't seen any. These big enclosures with and I noticed with the Tartarians multiple walls as well. Walls, enclosures with enclosures. Giant buildings that are replicated everywhere, really. Look at the same thing going on. In American Antiquities book, that Josiah Priest book, he says that he was went into one place. I think it was in Colorado, or it might be New Mexico. Anyway, there was Navajo Indians there, and he went into a large stone oblong enclosure, which is just similar to what I was just showing you. And they said, "Oh, these were here when we arrived." So Abba, he looks to be a king. He looks a bit Arabic, doesn't he? Definitely got a little bit of Arabic thing going on. And he's dressed in tweed. Arabist tweed. So yeah, and India, we get the deities coming in. So this is all apparently Tartarian, documented as being Tartarian, and it's pages of the Veda. So the Veda crossover with the Greeks and the Egyptians. Veda crossover Greeks, Egyptians, but I see that anyway. I even see Sumer crossovers with these civilizations. I really do. I can't, you can't really tell the difference between the Romans, the Greeks, the Carthaginians, and the Trojans, can you? They all do the same shit and dress in togas, don't they? So they all look exactly the same. This looks Celtic banding. That Tartarian, it looks Celtic. It looks really Celtic. Even like Saxon stuff, like the Saxon horde, looks a bit decorated like that. Use some beautiful ornate Tartarian jewelry. So neck tucks, beautiful earrings. Oh, they must have been dearly ordained. Ornate jewelry. So I don't know what's going on with their bugs, but they look like cicadas or something. But they're big bugs. Hope they're not life size. And what look like talisman, I would say, pendants, which are big in antiquity, as I guess they are now in the modern day. It's what you believe it is, and that goes for everything in this place. You know that, guys? Do you know that? It's what you think it is. You go searching for a truth that you know is true, you'll find it. Oh, you'll fucking find it. The universe will take you straight to it, guys. You'll see the signs and you'll be like, oh my God, it's rubbing my eyes. It can't be true. But it is true. Because it's true to you. And you make it so. It's all true for you. You make it so. Because when you get down to the nitty gritty of it all, it's not really there, is it? It's not even real. So, are you a Phoenician? Because you look like one of those Phoenicians with the fluffy blonde hair. You got the orb, you got the scepter, you got a bit of that cross thing going on. So you're in that weird cult, and a shitload of jewels. So, I wonder why jewels are called jewels. So yeah, I never thought of the Tartarians as being maritime. Ever. Some of them lived in tree trunks. That's the way to meditate, isn't it? Get in an old tree trunk. Imagine the energy in an old tree trunk. I'd love to live in a tree house. So it's brilliant life, isn't it? You're excited about being alive. You should be, really. You should be making the most of every second. So in the Book of Miracles, we've all seen this, haven't we? But it's a brilliant insight into what was happening. And some of these are like 1400s, but 1500s. So imagine the Middle Ages. Apparently there's all of this shit going on. Okay. So we've got like every single time the moon comes up now, it's like, oh, it's a blue moon, it's a super moon, it's this, it's that. It's like, every single time. Because I remember when I was growing up, the moon just happened and it was just the moon shit. And there was a face on it, which is no longer there anymore, by the way. So we got 3 suns in the sky. Is that what we're seeing? Where they're close enough to illuminate the buildings. So they got 3 suns in this. So they got all sorts of strange stuff happening in here. Biblical floods. So the whole place is water. But I got thinking about, the Phoenicians structured the water. They structured the paradigm, the religion thing with the baptism. All right, I get in all of that. I get in what they did with water. But with the purification process, as in Noah's flood, why would that reset the PC realm? Liquid cooling computers you get, and if the medium that we're in is not really an ether because we're in a computer, then that would mean that the medium it was running on was liquid, as in the sea, as in the rain. And it makes perfect sense, actually, because what a brilliant substance. It can be ice, it can transfer into steam, it can just be in so many different states, can water. So yeah, there was a comet not long ago, the 1521 year, and that's how it was appeared. Strange sun halos, they're increasing as well at the moment, as in atmospheric phenomena have always been around, but definitely a lot more people are spotting them more recently. But this is a biblical depiction of the beast that comes out of the water, the Hydra. He cut his head off and it pukes another one. So there's that. Like, I can't imagine that as a reality if it's an allegory, for them again. And then a dragon comes along, munches your head off, standard. Everyone else is dying because these angels just went past and dumped a load of shit which made you gag. But antiquity's all falling down, so I'm guessing they're like earthquaking it as well. And they're like, hey, that was fucking awesome. Die, fuckers. Yeah, die, fuckers. And they're giggling and they're nudging one another's elbows because that's what they do. So that city looks like it's had a bit of a terrible flood. I can't even count the number of times I've seen this in alchemical depictions. This is weird pillared-legged humanoid with wings in a cloud. Again, allegory. Blue demons. Now, I got a picture from Renaissance art, which I'll show you later, and which show you like the narratives for blue demons are countless narratives for these little blue fuckers. Yeah, blue meanies they are called in the Yellow Submarine. That's nothing, is it? All you need is a baseball bat, wouldn't you? Blue meanie turns up, you splat the fucking thing on the wall, wouldn't you, with a baseball bat? Especially if you're good at baseball. Yeah, you haven't seen my swing. Fucking hell. Play baseball with little blue demons. You splat them. It's like, oh, it's one of those blue demons splatting against the wall there. Shouldn't have fucking come here then, innit? Oh, it's like that, is it? Yeah, it is like that. This is the physical realm. Stay over your side and we'll stay over ours. Deal? Look at the buildings in the background. 1549. 3 suns and a strange cross in the sky. So some of them could be allegory for technologies, like otherworldly technologies. As I said before, extraterrestrials actually means extra land. More land. That's what the word extraterrestrials means. So it's highly possible that the extraterrestrials cause all of this trouble are from other lands. Over that way. Horizontally, not up. Water's up. So yeah, it was Armageddon. Okay, and you can see that in the Tartarian booklet. It was a little bit like 200 years after this terrible happenings that are documented in the Middle Period. J542, whenever that is. Sky's on fire again, guys. You get the sky on fire with Manuel Velikovsky's book, Worlds of Collision, don't you? When Venus comes so close, apparently, the sky lights up with petrol and ignites everything. It burns everywhere. So we got here the Tartarians versus the Bam Muslims. Bam, 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 bam. This one's dead. Another one's coming in. So 2 forces there, even then, until the fall of Constantinople, which we haven't really recovered from, actually, funnily enough, considering it was so fucking long ago. You think we would have got the shit together by now, made something else happen, but it's not the case. But going on, I'm in Wales, and if you don't know, it's a small western part of Europe. We're actually a conquered country. Yes, we've been invaded 700 years ago, still invaded, still occupied. So like the French were occupied by the Nazis in World War II, and they had a bit of a problem with it. The Welsh feel the same. It's been fucking 700 years of occupation, and we didn't ask for any of it. We didn't want any of it, actually. Fucking no. Just be bullied. And because we're so lovely, yeah, everyone's just put up. Oh, I don't fucking like that. So what's this? Looks like a rocket taking off, doesn't it? 1720. It's like literally like a rocket flames coming out of it. So we're looking at like technologies, nothing new under the sun. They had them then, they have them now. Maybe some of his rockets actually go over to other lands. Maybe they just go up and come back down because they're going over the other side of Antarctica. Who even knows? Maybe it's a quick route there. Because, you know, let's be honest, they should have flights that are going over the North Pole. Moscow to New York, few hours, just hop over the North Pole. But they say they can't do it. Okay. And Antarctica, you should be able to fly from fucking Cape Town to fucking Rio de Janeiro via Antarctica. But they won't do it. So it's just bullshit. It's too cold? No. It's fucking minus 50 up in like 30,000 foot. It's not going to be a different minus 50 over Antarctica. It's going to be the same minus 50 as it is over the Alps, as it is over Antarctica. There's no two different fucking minus 50s. Do you get my drift? So you could fly over there, and the military are landing big fuck off planes in there, left, right, and centre, as far back as the 1940s. So why can't we have passenger planes flying over? Oh no. And there's all that bullshit coming off now with the fucking final experiment, they say. Who fucking says? Yeah? Some Dick Duffy says it's the final experiment off the internet and everyone has to fucking listen to it. I should Coco. That ain't happening. Fuck off. And whatever they say anyway, it's not going to make no difference to the flat earth movement. We don't fucking listen to any of you. We're just sayers. Yo. Fuck you. So anyway, this is a book from the 1900 expositions in Paris. One of my very favourites, I've got to be honest. We've got 556 of you. Happy Flaterday. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for being here. 560 odd of you. Clay Pigeon, good to see you. Make sure to share this out if you could. Just share it on Twitter and Facebook and wherever else, Instagram. I forgot to do my Instagram shareage. So what you're going to see, they put these on the decoration, apparently temporary, on all of the buildings. And you see all of the Phoenician, the double Tauruses, fasces here. You see the fasces and the bows of a ship with the figureheads. So it's all the maritime flavour, the seashells. You get the thing. You know about the Phoenicians by now. But they say in all of this, you know, it's just a bracket. They got the English up here as well. Thankfully, we can find out what some of these things are at last. A cravatid, I don't know, but they are sort of cryptids on top of poles. And these were all over the buildings of the Paris Exposition. We've seen them all over loads of buildings, haven't we? So this is another thing, I think, okay? It says children, okay? So these are the Cherubinuskis we talk about, the cherubs. But they always hold these blank panels or mirrors. So we think, oh yeah, well, it's interdimensional travel. That's where they are now. This is how they're getting in, yeah. Oh, they're getting in through the mirrors, possessing people, or through the water reflections in the membrane, along those lines. But maybe, yeah. But I'm also thinking that's with the mirrors, black mirrors. But I'm thinking with these is they're telling us that you can write your own history. You can be the history. So there's no filling it in because each person can change history and write their own history. So they leave it blank. Yeah. Because that's how this place works, guys. We can write our own history, our history. You know, somebody else worked it out and they called it his story. And let's be honest, his story sucks ass. It's rubbish. It's got no imagination. There's no creativity going on with their thinking. Fucking hell. I never shiver or have goose pimples or anything on the telly ever. Ever. I watch Flat Earth British on some of the stuff on here and I got goose pimples like on goose pimples with some of the stuff that I discover. Never see that on television. Bullshit on top. So look at the size of the doors. All temporary, but all Phoenician. And I think they've done this with the entire realm, the uglification of Tartaria. They come along with motifs and they put them on keystones and just anywhere, really. You know, some of them you see on the tops of buildings. You think, what is the point? Why? No one's going to ever see it up there unless you're going to fly by in your balloon or your anti-gravity underpants, which I definitely think might be a thing. Yeah, I know. Corbels. They're absolutely beautiful antiquitect windows as well. And loads of Bacchuses in Montpellier. So yeah, the Phoenicians. And on furniture as well, like consoles. These are like the legs on a Chippendale. You get them on piano legs and all sorts of instruments. I have that Phoenician mark. But it's the symphony Phoenicians. It's part of then the thing. Hypnotism with the music as well. So yeah, I showed you one of these between two pillars on a picture earlier. It's this here, and they say it's a garland, but they don't tell you any more of what garland it is. To me, don't know. Looks like a rhododendron, flower petals, but it's hard to even say. Look at this though. Decoration of rose. Outstanding, isn't it? Beautiful geometry. Catches the eye. And the lions, which you will always get. I wonder if the tongue curls, that means anything, like you get with the elephant. Has to have a tongue up for good luck. There you go again with the mirrors. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the greatest of them all? We ain't fucking you, love. Not with that man-tash you just had done. What do you mean, my man-tash? My man-tash looks lovely. I had this done with my nails by some lovely oriental lady at the suntanning centre. The Queen doesn't have to go to a suntanning centre, Your Majesty. Do you think I look that bad? Oh, fuck yeah. Hideous, I would say. There's a really hot bird. Oh, yeah. New pretty bitch on the block. What's her name, then? Yes, Snow White. Oh, a fucking drug addict. No. Her name is Snow White. Oh, there's a fucking coincidence in it. Oh, you suck, Queen. Yeah? And so will she. So there's my version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Just a little bit different. A different spin on it. So they're ugly fuckers, isn't they, these Phoenicians? Jesus. Grumpy as well. The weird shit going on with booze. Look at this. You can get fucked up. Little Bacchus there. Oh, don't YouTube. This is art. Actually, motifs. There's fleur-de-lis and roses again. Grow the roses, grow the roses, grow the roses. Exotic success. Love on the Rocks ain't no big surprise. That's not a rose in that song. That was another song by the Jew god. What is his name? Neil Diamond. We love a bit of Neil Diamond, don't we? See, not wobbly columns. They will, it will create a spin. It looks very computer-like. So we have a eagle. These are all eagles. They look a bit phoenixy, admittedly, but they're fucking eagles. Some lions. Lions and tigers. Lions and tigers. Look at this. Look at this. Built it for a fortnight. Get a few ticket buyers through. Apart from the couple of million who nicked in, because you wouldn't be able to afford the tickets for that, apparently. And they were doing free nosh as well, free dinners. So there's that. Whoa. Yeah, they've done this the entire... And you notice everywhere in antiquity, blank panels, no information. Why would they even do that? Because they took over the realm. They're invaders from another place. Where are they now? Over the ice wall. And they probably come back as well. If the Phoenicians do come back, don't come really. You get ass right kicked, Phoenicians. I'm not offering you out or anything, but you've probably got superior weaponry as well, haven't you? We'll just go melee. Don't even worry about it. So, Mascaron. Oh, it seems a bit of a rotter, doesn't he? He's a grotesque. Get him on cathedrals, don't you? And the old Bacchusites when you get a bit older. So that's what they have on the front of all the Paris expositions. Quite beautiful. This is bugging me. Dog heads. Oh, God is dog in reverse, isn't it? And dogs are fucking awesome, and they know too much. There's something going on with dogs. I think when dogs look at you all gooey-eyed, they love you. And I think what they're doing is remembering that they used to be humans. So I think either reincarnationally that the dogs are a stepping stone to being a human being because they're really close, or they are guardians of us, and God sent them to look after us, the dogs, because they're man's best friends, and you can't get any best friend than a dog. They is the most beautiful creatures. You see this in the past, human beings metamorphosizing into a dog head. Okay, and the pig as well. It was like a pig's eyes are like human eyes, and they're supposed to be the closest thing to human meat. It's like a witch's curse turned naughty people into fat, stinky pigs because they were greedy. And people were splitting off into dogs. In this case, it looks a bit like them weird ones that are running around Australia and nowhere else. Kangarooage. And then you get like religious deities who are dogs. Like St. Christopher, patron saint of travellers. He's a dog head. It's human hands, but he's a dog head. And there's an historical accounts of dog-headed men right the way through antiquity. Excuse me. Very popular. They're also leaders as well, I've seen in some narratives. And I'm not saying Mary was a bit of a dog, but there's a dog here, and he's carrying a kid Christ. And he's doing that thing like, pointing at when you get a photograph taken with someone famous. Yeah, like photo bomb finger. It's like, yeah, I got a shout off the big JC. Okay, that's a weird cross. So it could be like it's a mask or something. It's really weird, isn't it? So he's holy, he's glowing, but he's still a fucking dog with armor on. Here's another religious deity. He's getting empowered by God magic. Yeah, cop for this, twat. Oh, thanks, God. Yeah, you look beautiful. Do I? Yeah, take a look in a mirror. You're an handsome prince, I promise you. Oh, thanks, God. Goes to the mirror. Ah! You fucking twat! I can't. Oh, this is quite a cute religious deity thing. Dog head. It's got a little like hamstery face, hasn't he? You want to just go like that under its chin. But he's kung fu master and just pull your throat out. So don't do that. Here's another what looks like an Orthodox church or something. Another religious dog head. And this dog head's got the Superman quote on the red cape. Jesus or any of the magical beings all have red capes on. Okay. That includes a devil. Okay. Red cape, dog head. Maybe Jesus was a dog head. Just changed, shifted. Okay. This one's a dog head. It's got a weapon. And a red cape. Another red cape hero, dog head as well, with that strange Orthodox cross that they go knocking around with, which is nothing like a Jesus cross. Turn it upside down, it'd be more like a Jesus cross. Here's Nero burning down Rome. He's not fiddling. Okay, there's an eagle under the table, wings open. Whenever you see a eagle wings open, you're going to see shit burning. Okay, don't worry. Human being on the recipe there. You see a little baby. Okay, so he's having a baby Q. So it must be hard times for kings, unless they just got a preference for human baby. And this guy here, oh God, I don't know what to say about him. But Doghead's like, oh, fucking hell, they're going to eat me. He said, I fancy a hot dog. This one's maybe a different superhero because he's got a blue cape on. But still, shit goes down. Okay, holy person. What's that smell? It's my chalice. Is it a good smoke? Oh, no, you can't smoke it. Have you tried it? No. Let's give it a go. Okay. You don't know until you try. So, yeah, why are there dog heads all over antiquity? You're not quite, not no like conclusions with the matter, except that it seems to be occupied in the past, and people of prominence had dog heads. Maybe they're shapeshifters in here or something. So we talk about nodal points, don't we? And places on the realm which cause natural Taurus, which the elites definitely know about. But thankfully, so do the birdies. This happens every year, and apparently it's been happening since Roman times. And they shit 1 billion tons of shit of guano on the cars of Rome. And they don't want to put a stop to it. They just got to put up with the shit, you see. So this happens every year over Rome. The murmurations of the stallions. This happens. I've seen this as well. It's beautiful. They mass in the hundreds of thousands, and then they spin on the Taurus. And there is a crossing over points with ley lines right on Rome. This is why they had the Roman city there and all them important places there. And the birds definitely can feel it, and they're on it. Isn't it beautiful, and isn't it weird to see that? They do the best murmuration, starlings, so, and they're cute birds as well. I like starlings. In it. Woohoo, Truth Seeker, manage. So yeah, I'm going to come back and give you all shouts in a minute. 530 of you were watching. So yeah, I think the birds definitely know about the way this place works, and they can feel them subtle energies. So we're going to Flaterday comeback special. I'm going to just put this on in a minute. Can you see that? Excuse me. Da, 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 da. No, you can't. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so we are going to go through some images of the day is what we're going to do for a bit. But first, I think I'm going to come back and give you all a few shouts. It's what I'm going to do. Oh, there I am. Okay, 500 you watching. Good to see you, and welcome back. I'm really in a good frame of mind and happy with the way truthy things are moving along. We won, not to rub it in or anything, but you know, you should feel really groovy about yourselves, guys, because at the end of the day, you stepped up when everyone else sat on their ass and took it, didn't you? There's that. By being here now. So there's that. I wasn't going to sit there and fucking watch it all happen. Fuck that. Raina Lusted, good to see you. Jack Whisper, good to see you, man. Oh, Whisper and Jack, I should say. There's my dyslexia kicking in. And Nicole and Joy, my old friend Joy. And Michael, good to see you, man. Michelangelo, you're the real one. Squirrel Sniper is in the house. He's doing like patrolling. It's important duty for Flat Earth British, making sure everyone's irie and happy. Okay. If you're not happy, we will electrocute you into an unconditional love by your phone. Nah, we won't do that. There is an experiment on the internet when they done that. They got like psycho people to like under orders to hurt other human beings, and they literally did it. Can't remember the Stansford experiment. I was like, that's them all over. They'll just do anything under orders. I seen an interview of like a Ukrainian guy, and he was asked why he didn't mind machine gunning people into like line trenches, no problemo, prisoners, you know who, no problemo. I couldn't get over it. I watched it, and he said, "Oh well, I was young, I was curious." You were curious about mass murdering? Fucking weird. You can. This is the difference between people in the Balkans and people here. So I'm just saying, some people got different mindsets. I've noticed that in this place. They definitely got different mindsets. You know, we all want love and understanding, but let's be honest, we'd fight to preserve that, wouldn't we? Especially if they're going to come and take it all away. But we are all slaves for it anyway. Bricks, Mr. Beast fan, Bricks to you too. And Mr. Three Fingers is in the house. He's there in Myrtle Beach. There's not much Tennessee north of Knoxville. And Manny is in the house as well, who's Truth Seeker. And S, Simply S. It's a brilliant name, that. Well thought up. See, I remembered it, so it worked. Isabella, what's happening, mate? Yeah, they're eating their children to anger the gods. Well, yeah, that's going to piss, their god off if it was a thing anyway. But like I said, it's what you think it is in this realm. Believe you me, it is. It is. The mind is such a powerful thing. They don't tell you. They hide it. They hide how powerful we are. It's just, you just regulate your thoughts. It's tricky to do. I've been finding it tricky because my mind, I'm like fucking squirrely. I'm here, there, and everywhere. But not lately. Really honed and fine-tuned my thinking process, especially where research is concerned and everything else as well. put it all into perspective of what is important in this place is what I've done. Yeah, instead of like, you know, I'm not half the twat I used to be. That's the truth. Kathy, good to see you. Gabrielle. Can't believe I said that out loud, but it is true. I can be a lot better. Linda, Valerie Parks, good to see you. Everyone's got sucky aspects to their personality, I'm sure. Okay, you just don't see mine because you only see me like 3 hours a week. Shelley Lewis, good to see you. Manda and Alpha and Skinflint. Good to see you, Skinflint, mate. Or Love or whoever, doesn't matter. New guy. I think we live in a fluid reality. No shit. The banks know all about it. The legal system knows all about it. They use it in their terms. You know, even the electoral process is about EM, electromagnetics. It's all about EM anyway, isn't it? Empathy, empath, emotion. The electoral process, elect, you know, the president-elect. It's all about electrical properties and electromagnetic properties in the electoral process. Voting or voting. All of it. Have a look. Okay, they are Templar of the Spirit plane. A Marty and Whisper Jack, Vincent Van Gogh. Okay, let's get back into the juice. There's quite a way to made a mess of my table. It's quite a way to go. Okay, 550 you. Did you actually share this out? Could you like it and flums it up and things like all of that? What they do on YouTube? For me, I would be eternally grateful. Okay, first, let's have a little bit of this video here. I'm not going to show 10 minutes of it, but it's just going to show you. This is Holland. Okay, so you're walking through lovely Amsterdam. Okay, at the turn of the last century. And how's everyone doing? Let's have a look how everyone's doing. Okay. Okay. Don't know if marijuana is legal at this stage, but they seem jolly bloody happy. So what they do of a day, okay, loads of people, they all come out. Nobody's in. Everybody's out. You don't get that anymore. Not even welcome on the streets. Everyone's giving you the fucking stink eye nowadays. But I feel sorry, you know, am I actually going to say it's true? But like, there's like an awkwardness with the people that have come into this country. I've seen it the other day. They're like, oh, okay, I get it. We're fucking taking you over. And it's like, we just want to live as well. And, you know, it must be hard for you because we're like literally more than you now. And it's your country. So it is that. It does sting a little. But if you put it into perspective, if it's all out of our control and just people and everything else, if you know, I'd like to hold on to the British ideals in the empire myself. But that's just me. Once we had an empire, now we've got a slum. Look at the state of the fucking place. Now we've got them stinking drugs turning up now. All that fucking fentanyl. That's what's coming now. Yeah, just gonna wipe the place fucking clean. Like we ain't got enough fucking troubles in Britain. Yeah, it's just, and they do that. They do that to us, guys. Oh, we really got it against it. So not to focus on that and not focus on any of them, but that's a good little lesson in what to ignore, isn't it? So this little kid here, I'd say he was autistic or had some mental health problems. He's a bit of a shit. He comes around, fucks around with things in a minute. Or he's just an attention getter. Okay. So what people do in the street, they have a dance around, guys. It's nice, isn't it? It's only the afternoon. We dance to the big musical box down the street. It's lovely, isn't it? Look at these. They're really getting into it. That man's got a headscarf on, but it might be working. Oh, it might be a woman, actually. You can't even tell. I don't think it was all okie dokie here. Okie dokie. What's he keep doing? Throw your fist up at us, you little clat. Did you see that? These two with the scarves on. I'm not sure if that's two ladies. It's difficult to say. Oh, these are two ladies. Okay, they are ladies. Maybe the men are a bit shy to go, you know, cut a rug in the street. I wouldn't be. Oh, she's getting down. Look at this lady. She's modern. Come on. Yes. Da, da, da. Isn't it funny how tribal traditional dances are the same everywhere? They do this shit in Russia. They do this shit. When I was a skinhead, we used to do that. Everyone does the same stuff. repeated. So there you are. There's no poo in that. There's no poo in that canal. It's just lovely clean water. And if you want to go down to the store, you jump in your little boat. Off you go, gently, quietly. The way to live, isn't it? I love canals. They were the best. And they got rid of them in Britain, most of them anyway. So, drink. They have a lot of bicycles in Holland, don't they? The most bicycles I ever seen was outside of Oxford railway station for the students. It was like Peking, yeah, like that Peking song. 10 million. How many people occupy? Population of Beijing would be 15 squillion people. So 15 squillion people riding bicycles. Don't get your tire in there because you come off your bike because there's like a indentation where the tram goes in. So yeah, I want to get a bicycle. My son got one. I'd go on it today. It's really good. It's the first time I've been on one in 8 years because my shoulder's fucking killing me. Oh, look, there's a baby. You never see too many perambulators in history, do you? So everyone's got their uniforms on, their Illuminati uniforms that they give them, all the same. There's a new style coming up. It's called the wicker hat. Oh, really? That's fashionable. Yeah, it's made out of grass. What? You mean grass? Yeah. Yes. It's called a Panama hat. It's really popular in Hollywood. Oh, give me one of them. Thanks. Just give me $20 for some grass, you donor. And I had it made in a mental institution where they weave baskets all day. Is that who's making the Panama hat? Yes. Scooter. Listen, mate, electrify it. That's what they'll do in these days. So what did if Amsterdam's overrun with drug dealers and prostitutes and gangsters like it is in the modern day? Shh, don't talk to anyone if you're walking around the streets of Amsterdam. You get all like weird Moroccans coming up to you and trying to sell you drugs and stuff. Prostitutes asking you like stuff as well. It's best to ignore everybody when you're on the streets of Amsterdam. Don't talk to anyone. It's easy to get killed there, especially if you're me. I was actually, my friend who lives downstairs could verify this. I was in a coffee shop once in Rotterdam, and outside, a gangster cat pulled up, and he just shot this guy dead outside the window, and then he started shooting just down the road. And literally, I'm in the window, and everyone's like fucking ducking and shit. And I'm sitting in a coffee, just having my coffee, I'm a spliff, looking out the window. All these bullets literally flying past the fucking window. I shit you not. It was in the newspaper later. The guy got like, it was something to do with the USS Missouri battleship. He was American, and I think a trick went bad, and the pips fucking killed him, and a few more as well. There was more deaths that day, but the gun battle was fucking unreal. I was right in the middle of it and watched it all. Watched every single, never moved a thing because it's like, yeah, I ain't gonna get shot today. You just know, don't you? I know this. Like, I've been watching these Fred Dibners. He's a guy who's a steeplejack, and it just turns my stomach to watch him going up this chimney stack 300 foot in the air with no safety line or anything. It turns my stomach, but I watch him because he knows a secret, and it's this: don't fall. Don't make a mistake. You don't get a second chance. It wasn't Bottle. He was clever. He just knew you just don't make a mistake. Yeah, you do not fall off. He just done unbelievable things with his life because he was smart, I reckon. If you haven't seen Fred Dibner, I would watch it. It's very, very inspirational to see a working class man. He came on quite well in his life as well. Builds steam engines from scratch and go up things that no man would go up. Towers, no man would have the courage to go up. Oh, him, 3 pints, fagging them off, and he runs up these fucking towers. Absolutely blows your mind, guys, to see what this man done. Fred Dibner, if you don't know him. Life-changing stuff to watch our man at work, I'll tell you that much for nothing. Look at these two, yeah? Friends. So, yeah, really beautiful society they had there. And I notice how everyone's out on the street as well, you know. They don't do that nowadays, do they? Nobody's out now. Not in Cardiff, anyway. When I used to go down my centre of my city, it was hundreds of thousands of people. Now, space everywhere, just walk around. Just fucking rubbish. They've rubbished it everywhere. It's all fucking rainbows. Rainbows are fucking whatever. But like, it doesn't matter to me anyway, because society was always repugnant to me anyway. In the whole way that it was running, I thought it was all disgusting. So much greed and disproportionate stuff, wealth, etc. I thought, oh my god, my back. This place is nuts. What a way to run a realm. So we're going to have a look at some images of the day now, guys. We enjoyed that little bit of a movie. I do like to show one a week. I'll give you an idea of what it was like in the past. So here we go. Images of the week. So apparently in the past, the world looked like this. Mud flooded, great buildings, but no lighting. You don't get any lighting. You get the floats coming in, the Phoenicians, in the mud flooded world. And look at the size of this pyramid thing. They adorn them with their statues because the victorious side, they're taking it over. So what of this? I can't substantiate whether this is on the Silk Road or going through the Rockies on the wagon trains going west. But what I can substantiate is this is from like the old days, and it is a guy with flames coming out of his head. He's got a robot horse. A robot horse. How common were robots in the past, guys? I mean, we're robots. I know you don't think you are, but we are. I identify as being a robot, actually. Yeah. So all issues are human issues, and they don't affect me anymore. So the French again. French are really weird with the Phoenician things. They embraced it like no tomorrow. Emancipation of vice. Oh, lovely. Sounds great. Entricities of toilettes. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, good. So conference power of Satan. So a meeting with Satan. Jolly good. Got some masky Drugi mask like you get in plagues, and the audience are all totem deados. So that's a strange little place to go visit, but it's the French, they like that. So after reset, yeah, loot, goodies. Guess where all these ended up? The expositions. The paintings higher up you never ever see from a ground level. How are they even appreciating any of the higher art? Why do you even put art up there if you can't get to see it ever? So much on the higher levels out of the way of the little tiny people. But again, it's burnt. This is bunts. This is loot. This is what they got saved after Armageddon, yo. And it's all behind. Look, the red curtain. Like all of this is just a show, which it is. We're in a movie. So there's an old medieval picture. You don't see any street lighting. How they're all getting around at night. It's a mystery, isn't it? Just walking into stuff. So this was the great manure disaster when the streets got all caked up with shit from horses. So another Phoenician depiction. So he's coming in and he's got a load of papal fuckers behind him. The church is mud flooded to hell. She's like, upside down cross, dominated poetry, boss. Boss is coming in, but the boss, he ain't a boss. He's a steam-powered robot. It's got steam coming out everywhere. That's not a human thing, is it? It's a robot. And I looked into William Hogarth's pictures as well in the past. Sorry, this isn't a very clear one. But, they show you these incredible water features, but no public lighting in the streets. So what's Queen Victoria up to? Oh, she's hanging around with some Walter Raleigh, who's basically Dick Flashhead of the old world. Hiya, madam. Wallop. Fancy a go? Wallop. Look what I found. Smoke some of this. What is smoking? Well, I'll put in some of these. These are called skins. Get that down, old Gregory Peck, your highness. Wallop. So she's like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling yummy. Oh, I'm feeling a bit.
Oh, Sir Walter Raleigh, feeling a bit sexy. Oh, yes. Well, I am Dick Flashard, the hardest man in Europe, in the world. I just brought the potato back, cannabis, and this thing called tobacco. It's awesome. Wallop. Anyway, so this is all I got after antiquity. Queen Victoria. Yeah, make sure they think they're on that round spinning thing. They'll believe it. They're not going to believe they're on a round spinning watery ball, Your Majesty. Oh, yes, they will. If you keep saying it over and over and a bit of propaganda, get Bacon on it. He's got the greatest secret service the world has ever known. Oh, he has, Your Highness, he has. Is this a mirror? Anyway, that may not have happened, but I think that happened exactly like that. Okay? I think there was something going on with Sir Walter Raleigh, who was Dick Flashard of the antique world. He was so tough and so cool, right? He couldn't even be bothered going to take out the Spanish Armada. Don't know. So I'm just going to hang around, play bowls, yeah. It's like, Your Highness, or Your Liege, there's the Armada. They're coming and taking over Britain, and we'll all be speaking fucking Spanish. And the Queen, she doesn't like Spanish food. She hates Doritos. Don't worry about it. I'll sort it out later. I'm just going to do a magical spell with this device I have. I'm going to conjure up a storm, pretend it's magic, but really it's weather manipulation, and the entire Spanish Armada will sink and die. Brilliant. So this is the shit disaster. This is what a mud flood would be like, actually. So, yeah, the whole place is watery. There's no ignoring the floods are happening and increasing. If you just put into YouTube, floods this week, you'll have a shock. I mean, giant floods in Mexico, they ain't talking about, guys. They ain't talking about the floods. Paris flood, fucking hell, the whole place is underwater, and all over Europe, and it's just crazy, crazy flooding, more so than usual. And Britain, we're having none of it. You can have our fucking floods for a change. We're usually having it. So this is Jonestown. Okay, late 1800s, at a terrible event, killed loads of people. But they have martial law. As you can see, there's a fella sleeping here. And the soldiers ready, just watching in case any looting. Seem to be worried about that. But, you get a flood. The first thing that happens is the buildings go up in flames. Always guessed me that. But rinse, repeat, sort of makes sense. So this is a big old dwelling. We got some light in here. Don't know what it is, but it's on a beautiful thing. So let's get electric. And they let most of the natural light in through this giant thing at the top. But look at the size of the room for these little people. So the paintings up here, how do they see them? Well, they're never going to see them, are they? Unless they're anti-gravity underpants, like I suggested in the past. So booty. So what did they bring over from the events, from the cataclysm? You can see the world is completely ruined. You've got the giant statues of the old world, and we'll collect up, a Muslim turban, some ermine, papal hat, a globe, a shield, tambourine music. So it's the art, warfare, and everything for the handover, if you like, to the new paradigm, which we're still in now, unfortunately. So this is Wales back in the old days, but also parts of America look like this, especially around Philadelphia, which had populations of Welsh people. These are Welsh people spinning yarn, and with their Welsh traditional dress on. This is what they look like, the Welsh, like witches, with these hats on, top hats. And that is what they dress like in Wales on St. David's Day. Sanctus Luveranis is a Christ. Okay. Christ is, in this case, a robot. I don't know if it says Christ, actually. But in 490, here he is. He's taking his head off, because you can unscrew your head. He's losing a bit of transmission fluid because he's a robot, but it's okay because you top up later when you kill some more robots in the battlefield. So no electricity in here. They're not got no candles. They've not got no oil lamp. They're just using natural light, aren't they? You can see just pouring through. And that's all they got until night time, which must be black as night with no light in. So before then, whole world struggled, did it? So they wanted me to talk about this aspect, which is the cover on my cooking video of these great speakers into streets in the 17th century. So what are they doing? Is it mind control? Is it spying? Or are they just playing funky music like they're all dancing there? So literally like, I don't know, jazz or hip hop. No, not hip hop. That would be Tourette. That would be horrendous. Although some hip hop's all right. Got these little record player things here. So they could be just mind controlling, I guess, with the old speakers like they got in North Korea. Actum van Booten, bitches. So here's a typical house of the period. We've got, you know, the waiting staff, flowers everywhere. The father of the house, he's too pissed to even get his stuff together. But really high, lofty ceilings, no fire at all because they don't actually have winters because it's always summer and it's always daytime, which is why they got no lighting. Do you see any lighting here? Any lamps here? Any candles or anything for tonight? No, you won't either. And so many pictures are not really. I never noticed it before. No. The state of war or the monkey race in danger. And here's the lion munching down all of these French Parisian hatted people. These ones, yeah, Angleterre, they're legging it. And you've got the eagle with the fasces. So that is a plasma charge. He's eating something, gnarly. We've got another dog edge here who seems to have a load of screaming people. And the Muslim, he's the only one. All of these are Vlad the Impaled, but the Muslim guy with his gun seems to be winning things at the moment. Okay, maybe he hasn't heard of AK-47 yet. So, 18th century medicine. He's a bit alarmed. He doesn't really know about electricity, but you can see that little boy there. He cranks a handle and he creates a magneto charge in here, which can be administered for this guy's arthritis in his knee. He's going to electrify it, just like a TENS unit. And he's more in shock than pain, I think. He's like, it's electric. But no, it's healing him. Electric therapy that heals you. So use a very large giant Muscovite. A Muscovite, an old Russian giant. And he's a whopper. I don't know what's going on with this thing. You know, you've got the Phoenician leader having you, the queen, and she's on a float. You've all arrived. So why do you get these cities being given to her? So we've got this city now. Oh, great. Thanks. Or maybe they're just models of real buildings. Do you like this? We've just designed it. We're going to build it. Yeah, yes, okay. Along those lines, maybe. So what deities do they have in 1750? Let's have a little look. Oh, Jesus. He's a big bugger, isn't he? And he's a big bugger too, isn't he? Christus. Anyway, I wouldn't even attempt to say what that temple name is, but they got all obscure deities and giants. Really big fucking giants. Still alive and everything. So what are the apostles up to, really? I don't even know. They're beady old men in here, but in reality, they were just teenage boys, weren't they? Here's Raphael, Tobias, I don't know who he is, Samuel, Solomon, all right. And we got Morpheus, and we got Angel here. And they seem to be like stabbing shit out of this little kid, drawing blood out of it. I don't know if this is common practice in the Vatican in the past or what this has got to do with religious stuff. But it says, beat thus Simon. Is this Simon? Oh, Simon, yeah, it's probably the right age for him, actually. Oh, shit, it's all gnarly, isn't it, religion? Stay away from it. Don't even focus on it. Fuck me. It's not good. So, yeah, he's writing books by a tiny little candle up there. A tiny little candle there. He's got his fire going. Looks fucking dangerous, doesn't it? Rats running around and shit. So there they are again, then blue devils, the blue meanies. They're coming out of the fire, they are. He's a giant as well. Yeah, he's getting fucked up there in 1829. He's depressed. The revolution never went the way he thought. So this keeps happening. Holland has got a big fucking tidal wave. Galveston's awful calamity, 1900. Love Galveston myself. And yeah, so that turns up in Galveston. And they had all amazing Tartaria buildings. Still have. Still got loads of really cool architecture in Galveston, Texas, guys. Always hear that Glenn Campbell song to Galveston. I say Galveston. Yeah, the Smurfs. I didn't think of that. Papa Smurf. So, yeah, floods are a replicating way of sterilizing the place, no doubt about it. We accidentally amputated your dick. What the fuck? Ma'am, I need for you to calm down. So, there seems to be a giant robot under the Champs-Elysees, guys. Do you think it is? Okay, it's that. It's not a giant robot. And this is for Victor Hugo when he popped these clogs, as you can see, the V and the H for Victor Hugo. Because apparently Victor Hugo, although he was a good philosopher, I've read some of his stuff, you know, had that big thinker under the Champs-Elysees. So it's like a, what they call monument. No, mausoleum, I don't know. So 1916, here's the Jewish army holding a Jewish fuck me, my mind's gone blank. Menorah. And there they are fighting for the Kaiser. Okay, but give it another 25 years. They won't be fighting for the German army. How times change so quick. Well, she's a beauty, isn't she? Wow, look at that baby. She's got horns. She's a ginger. Cool. That's your girlfriend, that is. Fraggle Rock. Dance your cares away down the Fraggle Rock. Right, what's he saying? There's a message here somewhere. Let's have a little lovely timepiece. I wonder what that is. It's a dong. A ding dong. What kind of dog has he got? His dog's got a mouth. Do you know what he's saying? That's you, that is. No, that's fucking you, old get. You look like you got 1 foot in the fucking grave already, haven't you? He's got a pair of weird shades so he can see demons. Blacked out shades. Like, really popular. And he's got a Spanish Inquisition hat as well. A red cape and a green cape guy. God, this sucks. Why are you doing this to me? You'll learn by it. And you'll be saved by it. Don't worry, you're coming to paradise. But this place was paradise, you see. This is what's happened, isn't it? Everyone's, you know, I want to get out. I can't stand here. There's nowhere to fucking go, guys. It was on about running away to sea, setting up a sea nation. But I'm sure they'd have some sort of problems with that. It seems to be one of the old things left, you know, this off-grid thing. You've got to be rich to do that in the first place. So there's that. But nobody can fucking stand it. Oh, shit, YouTube. This is a angel with lions. But as you can see, there's no problems with lions. Bollocks. See how careful I got to be. Don't laugh, Bob. I'm in so much trouble right now. You just got my fucking channel back. So here's Jesus. He's just come back to life. Yay. But Jesus never got buried in a cave. Okay, and hang around there for 3 days doing, I don't know, in between death and life, wanking, whatever they do. He's in a giant tree. He's in a tree. What have you got to say about that? And look at the shock on their faces, guys. It's like, yo, guys, he's like Dick Flashard of the world, isn't he? He's got his England flag as well. He's an England supporter. Don't worry, you're going to have to wait 2 millennia to win the World Cup. It's weird, isn't it? What's he doing in a tree? The Bible didn't say that. Oh, the circle of life is like a circle. Starts with childhood or naivety. Something feels wrong. Then crime and drugs. Despair and sexual error. Jumping off a bridge in Wales. Death and the void. Birth. Look. You see how it works? It's good, isn't it? Ooh, these sounds interesting. Double cream betweens. Triggers for empaths. Crowds. Yeah, can't be doing fucking loads of them with all their weird heads and thinking all that weird shit they think. Fuck off. Fake conversations. Well, again, I have to redirect my focus because it actually makes me psychotic when I hear fake conversations. It's like my blood pressure rises, my heart starts pounding, and I don't want to fucking up. Anyway, feeling rushed. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're not rushing me, are you? Yeah. I'm actually not really that well in the mind to be rushed. I can't be rushed. I want to do my own thing, right? My time with me. Arguing or fighting, oh fuck me. I can't stand arguing, and I don't want any voices raised round by me because that will make me nuts. And fighting, oh my god, people arguing and fighting are the worst scummiest fuckers ever. Don't do that ever around by me. Loud noise, like the Kango hammer or the leaf blower that was going off all afternoon on a lovely sunny afternoon, or the lawnmowers that were in a crescendo of noise today, along with the leaf blower, and then the helicopter turned up. My head nearly exploded. So yeah, loud noise can be annoying. Inauthentic people. Oh yeah, well, have you seen YouTube? Oh, well, it's full of like people got like billion subscribers, but all they're really doing is, well, I've got this beautiful new product. Yeah, these are my sponsors. If you watch this, I get a fuck ton of money. Smile at the camera. Hey ho, I'm with my rich life that I already had anyway. That. So look at this for an organ. And we know some people like a big organ, don't they? Don't you? And this is in Aussie land. It looks like it to be Britain, actually. There was one in Melbourne, which was absolutely massive. But look at the size of that. Can you imagine that honking off? I want to see Halo on this stage with that organ going. So it's not a computer simulation, virtual reality at all, is it, guys? That just is like one of those things that just happens, isn't it? Except all of the advanced mathematics equations all in there, and makes it all like a code that only an intelligent design could ever come up with. So there probably is a creator, probably been watched. No, I'm thinking of switching levels. Actually, I want to it's a real fun level. I'm having a great time. But am I having my best life? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I am. So she's a whopper, isn't she? It's Mary. Mary's a giant. Hairy Mary. There she is. Yeah. What happens? Ma'am, fuck off. She hits the other kids with a baseball bat. There's the devil. She knows. Hangs around. This is one of the best kept secrets in World War II. Adolf Hitler, was a woman. No shit. Trucker flips over real-life mermaids and aliens caught in TV license fiddle. They're asking for a TV license. Keeps getting letters saying I'm under investigation. I haven't watched telly in 25 fucking years. I've only got monitors, and I wouldn't watch telly anyway. And the last thing I'd watch is pedo fucking BBC, British Bumming Clubs channel, any fucking way. Cheek of them. And they think they got like some say in your life or something. Oh, we're going to investigate you, see if you're telling lies. Nobody's going to buy a license. To win any battle, you must act or must fight as if you're already dead. Well, I've been doing that since I was an early teenager anyway, and I'm sure we already are anyway, because all of my best friends have had really bad accidents where they died and come back, or nearly died and come back. And I have too. I thought that was a really big coincidence. I was wondering whether he was all dead anyway. Might be. He's got a big one, haven't he? It's a camera. So that's what they were photographing the Olympics in Berlin with, was a ginormous camera. Fucking big, innit? But it was the 40s. What are you going to do? So what does the king's face say here? He's got to go around with a young Hiro fucking Hito. I was absolutely disgusted when the queen went to Hirohito's funeral after the behaviour of the Japanese on the Burma Railway, but it was all forgotten. Doesn't matter. They killed loads of our people. like all the time. So there he's got that face. Is like, get me out this fucking car. Yeah. And there's Hirohito. He's going to cause some trouble later. Poor king, things he got to do for their money. Look at this. This is the real black hole. You want to see all the different eyes you can get as well. I've got examples of loads of them. The iris. But it is another universe, the black hole into our real world. The real world is our inner world. And that's what it is. It's all is. All is mind, guys. And it is. And we are that powerful. I wish people would just understand how powerful we are and what we could do here. A table full of awake people knowing how to navigate this realm accurately, and we've got it. And everyone will follow suit because they won't have a choice in it. So this is a life really unusual. 1916, the year of the 2 years into the First World War, and I'm guessing they're guessing how would happen if Germany maybe took over the country. Okay, my country, 'tis of thee. Really unusual. So what have we got? Not that the Germans would have done that. Or got anywhere near or had any inspirations to take America in the First World War. So the province of Mexico, they were all right. Australian, very unusual. New Vienna. The Gulf of Hate. They've changed too. And the Straits of Horror. Oh, fucking hell. And Baghdad Corner up in Florida. New Berlin. For Washington, New York becomes New Boston. Oh my God! So yeah, this was and the whole thing was going to be called New Prussia, and the American reservation. So they're going to scoop you all up and send you to New Mexico. Yeah, what New Bremen was? Is this Houston? Oh yeah, no, Hamburg. And what did California become in this plan? Japonica. So yeah, didn't happen, but it might have been a parallel universe. I got a book about it. Fatherland. It's set in the 60s when Germany won the war. It's a brilliant book, actually, by Harris. Cannabis, noun, the glue holding this shit show together. Here's some more British newspaper. I become a porn star to pay for my mum's facelift. Happens all the time these days, love. New Roswell drama. Gay aliens found in UFO wreck. They died in the last loving embrace. Funny how they were coneheads as well. But it's modern times. Who are we to scoff? So this is weird. Like I mentioned about American states earlier. So there's an old mirror news here. 1958, July the 1st, Alaska voted in as 49th state. It makes Texas a shrimp. It's like a third of the country bigger, again, just by adding Alaska. So after that, I guess they added Hawaii to make it the 50th state. But why am I remembering 50 fucking 2? I hate. So look what we got. We got a new department store just opened down the road. It's called Infant Incubators. And guess what? With real living infants. Can you buy them? Oh yes, buy one, get one free. Okay, I'm feeling low on charge. Let's hold on to this tree. Get a tree charge. Tree hugging is awesome, and doing a circle around a tree like that tree would just sort you right out. Do you know the best cure for a hangover? Sit under a tree. Shit you not, your hangover disappears. Don't believe me? Try it. Don't get drunk and get a hangover just to try it, though. Just if that ever happens. So the war of us and the giants. So apparently these little Phoenician fuckers here grabbed a Tartarian giant and arrested him. He apparently went batshit crazy and started just killing everyone. But, he didn't like Mondays. These ones, they were just throwing rocks on you, so it wasn't easy, but they were having a last stand. The Patagonian giants had to go to the ends of Earth to get away from everybody's grumpy asses. They were quite happy down there, actually. So yeah, we've had a really, what happened? Wouldn't it be great they come back? I reckon they were nice. So yeah, mud flood or really shit fucking social development, urban development. Now then blocks are flat and mud flooded. They looks like they've been there a long, long time. So maybe the mud has too, because it looks like a lot of mud. And I don't know what the date is on that actually. It's towards skew-ift. 19 is that 1963? I think that says 1963. What do you make of this then, guys? So it's outside of this building here. I can't make it out, but it looks to be in Latin, so I can't really substantiate the country. But I think it's in India, I'm not sure. And you got these. Can you see them? What would you say they are? Just a wild guess. Everywhere, these things. What are they? Not only that, okay, there's a pile of muck here and a horse and a cat. Why are these strange things that I've never seen in my life before and I couldn't possibly identify out of antiquity, and a load of white coffins? Coffins. These are all dead people in the middle of the fucking street outside this building. And these strange as fuck things. What are they? There's a lot of questions in that photograph. I just can't get my head around it. There's a guy in the background here. He's the only guy I can see. There's no man around the horse that's taking these dead bodies away. And why so many dead bodies? And what are these patches here as well? Where's the road? Where's the infrastructure? Where's the lighting? Where's the world? And what are these fucking things? Hiking posts, hitching posts. Why so many? Hitch what? Your horse? How would you get it off? If you lassoed on top of that, you'd have to lasso it off. That's too much fucking about. I don't think it's a hitching pole at all. That makes no sense. Any other ideas? Tops of buildings. Oh, who said that? Lynn Mitzi. Oh, fucking hell, Lynn. I love it. I don't know, Mrs. Beams. I really can't say, but I think it's India. Underground, maybe they're gonna. God, spooky picture, whatever. There's something in there. Every picture tells 1,000 words, and there's a lot going on. Like these things, man. I don't know what they are. Spooky wooky. Okay, there's more dwellings of antiquity. So what they do all day? Well, they got natural light. They haven't got any artificial or any lighting. 4-poster beds, electromagnetic protection on that. And they just hang around doing food and needlework and stuff. All right, that don't seem bad. So when we went to Tartaria, we seen this massive lady in 1689. She was awesome. 1689 visit to Tartaria, and we have these giant Tartarian women in silks. See the light coming in through there, and music playing, just like them ones in silks in the Hyperborean that are in Olaf Johnson's The Smoky God book. They were all in silks as well, just like the Tartarians are in silks, some of them. So yeah, this temple, this is in America, this is Ohio, but this temple looks like a nuclear bomb's hit it. And why is this damaged when it's in America? I don't know. And they're digging the mud out of all of this in America land. Got a barrel of oil there. So there's all world into America everywhere anyway. I'm wondering about this. This is off a bas relief, apparently Roman, apparently in Pompeii. It's got a painting on a wall. A lady is flying from one stone to a tower to get something off that lady. Or is all of this underwater? Was the whole world underwater? Were people breathing underwater? Maybe we could just breathe underwater. You ever seen The Abyss? They had this substance you could breathe and it would just make we be able to breathe. We got like fins on our fingers and our feet. I think we were. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on with. What is that? I don't know. It's sort of curious to look at, isn't it? Anyway, don't know. So more deities. So going to what's happening in this one. This is a weird-headed. It's got faces for boobs. This one's being tickled to death. What a terrible way to go. He is just got his hands on his mouth, walking away with absolute disgust. Oh my God, it fucking stinks. Oh, I can't even look at it. So we see Tartarian giants everywhere. Here the windows are really high because everybody's really big. And they got some beautiful jewelry. Here they are. Tartarian giants. Some more deities. Idolum, or idols. A pile of heads. They're smiling, so I'm guessing all's good. There's a load of coinage, load of joss sticks burning. Chinese bringing more coinage. And this is the pagoda of new men. New men, eh? Make a new man of you. There's all like Bacchus and dragons in that tablecloth. Oh, sigils on you too, crosses and all sorts. And oil burning lamps. Oil burning lamps in there. So this is the entrance to Lisbon. And this is before the terrible event that took her out. And Lisbon looked like this in antiquity before its tsunami and subsequent earthquake, which ruins the entire city, not once, but twice. So imagine you've come on your ship, okay, you sail into one of the most exciting ports and richest ports in the world, okay, Lisbon. And you sail in to the Starfort of Lisbon, but you actually just go straight into it because you can't see it because it's completely fucking dark. There's no lighting. See any lighting anywhere? Anywhere? Why would you have no lighting of any sort? You know, that's like a big question with this Antiquitech narrative, guys. Is where the fuck is everyone's lighting? Because it never got dark. It was always daytime and it was always summer. There's no winter in the past. There's no fucking night in the past either. Because that sucks. You can't even grow crops at night. Magna Britannia, her colonies reduced. So apparently, because King George is chasing his basically maids around with his willy out, apparently he had a few problems. He lost a few of the colonies, but it's all bullshit, not really. New York, yeah. New England. So yeah, lose the colonies, and then basically name your states after fucking the enemy. Makes no sense. Anyway, some pewter. I love pewter. Manky pork pie, some lemons. I can cook better than that. So yeah, I'm going to do a cooking video. I'm inspired by these two ladies. They got it going on. I want a kitchen like this. Squirrels doing work with me. Yeah, tasting things and passing me nuts and things, and other woodland creatures helping me too in the kitchen, which would be great. As long as they don't poo. I mistake a poo for a peppercorn. Put it in the food, because that would not be good. So yes, religion is weird, isn't it? Everything's really lovely in the realm except for religion. Zone of migration, bullshit, showing the evolution of races. And this is like an official thing, but it's interesting that they use the real map and the azimuth equidistant map. Really interesting how it curves around to this acute angle here. The Americas, really interesting actually. Not far across from Britain to America, really, is it? I went this way. So we went north and then south of Iceland, south of Greenland, and came in over Newfoundland when I went to Texas last time. So this city got completely destroyed as well in Messina in Sicily. Okay, and they're digging out bodies here, countless bodies. Tens of thousands. It was once a beautiful waterfront city, got completely destroyed. Messina earthquake. They got gaslights there though, apparently. It looks like a bulb actually, I'm not sure. I think we're just being gaslit about that. Ley lines maps of England and Wales. You can see some of the sacred sites, Glastonbury Tor, Longstone in Exmo, and all of these places are on nodal points where they cross over, and you will always get the druids on these points. The Queen of England, when she was alive, used to go to these nodal points and do her thing as well. Dignitaries and all of the royal people, they all have to go to these different sites, and because they're certain IP addresses. So this is apparently the building of Blackpool Tower in Blackpool in Lancashire in England. But it looks like there's really older brickwork underneath it, doesn't it? It's really dirty for new work, isn't it? And then they build this thing like the Eiffel Tower. And then you've got theatres and everything. It's all built there now. Up it goes. And when I went in, it had a glass floor in it. And I thought it was really brilliant, but my family shit themselves. Anyway, I put the curtain walls up on there. And some of these buildings are gone in the modern day. But I do enjoy Blackpool. Well, I did enjoy it, but I haven't been there since the fucking 80s. Sham 69 was still a thing last time I went there. So Adamant was number 1 when I went there. Blackpool, yes, massive place, guys. Honestly, it's like, they say it's a golden mile, but really it's like fucking 5-6 miles of just British seaside in pursuits, kiss me quick hats, and them 2p machines, which I very much enjoy actually. So rose window, church window, somatic pattern, beautiful color. Look how trippy that is. So I'll give them like 8 out of 10 for trippiness, the clergy, but everything else 0. The employee shortage is so bad, the long-haired freaky people can now apply. Oh, good. Remember the chance then? Because before it was no long-haired freaky people need not apply. So let's see how backward and shit we've all gone then. All the architecture has. Train stations, from that to that. Oh, yay. Town halls, from that to that. Oh, yay. Libraries, oh, they're all gone. From that to that. Look, you know. Just sick in my mouth a little bit. Schools, from that to that. The school, my new high school at my local place, which is Cardiff West Communities High School. It's high school my son went to. It looks exactly like a borstal or a prison. It's fucking horrible. Look, old antiquity in America, Pyramid Lake, Upper California, and they had a Egyptian pyramid was in a lake in California, which is still there today, actually. Interesting, isn't it? So the bells, these are just some of the bells. It's monumental to think that they collected all these bells up in Europe, guys, isn't it? Took them all away. Apparently on narrow gauge train type affair. Did they melt them all down for the war effort, or just completely smash and destroy them? Is anyone's guess. But the fact is, the bells were replaced, all of them. So Disney are in the shit as well, isn't they? They've been doing gnarly stuff, you know, putting knobs in fucking covers of like Frozen and stuff with subliminals. They've been up to all of, and all of that stuff about children being hurt and all of that. When I was a kid, I was always having questions about why is it frightening? Why is it always about adults like grandma to turn into a wolf and bite your face off and things like that? It was all really cruel. Hansel and Gretel and all that. It's like, really? So it's fucking Disney, isn't it? Walt Disney Adolf 33 Club at Walt Disney. Okay. So here's an old map here. And this is part of the Urbano Monte map down in Antarcticasville. But this is where it connects with South America. And you see the Patagonian giants. They all pissed off to Patagonia with the Welsh to get away from it all. So this is in a 1965 Freemasonic magazine, and it states, under whatever name known, the object of society have been the same. Politically, the overthrow of the Tartars, and generally the formation or maturely protective associations. So the eradication of Tartaria, along with that CIA document that came out years ago, which I don't really trust. Stretch, and I've been here. I went here in the communist days. Used to be Danzig, stretching in Poland. Awesome architecture, what was left after World War II. I remember going in the Europa, which was a basement thing, and a fight broke out because a guy was hassling me for wine, and another guy fucking battered him. Because said, "Excuse me for the rudeness." I was like, "Yeah, no problem. You know, don't have to fucking beat him up the shit." But they was really polite to do that. Digging out the mud of Rome, cats, trucks. So they could definitely get the muds out with trucks, but trucks haven't always been about really. So, but yeah, 1930 the muds came out of Rome. Before then it was mud flooded in. Look, it's outside the Colosseum. All mud flooded in Rome age. This is when they were laying the new water pipes and stuff. They had to dig it all out. So Titanic, whether it's the Olympic, whether it's not, whether it's a psyop, whether it's not, I don't think any of it fucking happened, guys. Look, how many conflicting newspaper articles? All of these say nothing happened. Yeah. Oh, Titanic sunk. There was no loss of life. Collision with an iceberg. Last ship in the world. Yeah. Everyone survived. And in the world, Titanic sinks. No loss of lives. All good. Maybe it was just early propaganda. They want to tell them they killed all the poor people and only 8 people with money died. That's what they say. So I picked this up on Facebook, and somebody who was looking into Tartaria were really sort of confused about this. Okay, and this is why. Now you can see the mess, and they've just apparently built this building. It's got some stuff for blast damage on the window, which is interesting. It says 1803 for the St. Louis Exposition being built, apparently. Okay, but the building's there already. It looks like a mud flood outside. Anyway, it is built for the anniversary of the Louisiana State Purchase of 1803. It was to commemorate 100 years, and that's what it's on there for. No other reason. Okay, this Colosseum looks like it's really had a bad day, and it's all like falling back. What an interesting photo. All of the stone has been melted with it as well. Looks to be some wire going through this Colosseum too. Wrought iron up there. She knew the story behind that. After the shake, an earthquake ruined it, but what is that? Can't say that word. You'd think there'd be nothing left of the ancient world, the amount of earthquakes. The Colosseum in Rome, for example, apparently escaped 2,000 years of fucking, 200 more like, 2,000 years of earthquakeage. No problem whatsoever. So we've still got 567 of you going. How long have I been talking? 7:30. Coming up to 3-hour mark. So that's the City Hall in San Francisco after the quake and a subsequent firestorm. There's a lot of metal involved in this building, I've noticed. This City Hall. So mushrooms, they grow in circles too, adhere to the torus field as well. And who doesn't love a mushroom, eh? So there's Grand Tartarian, an old map. I think it was the whole realm at some stage, but the fact still remains it's the greatest, biggest empire the world had ever known. Here it is, here the entirety, right the way to Muscovy, Tartaria, and in other maps as well. You know, India and China are both parts of Tartaria. The Arab world and the Muslim nations, Persia, etc. I don't think, you know, or the Scythians would have been here as well in this band. I don't think that they were ruled by the Tatars because they got their own thing going on, haven't they? Yeah, Pirates. So that's St. John's. I might be wrong though, but I definitely think the Ottomans were at war with the Tartars, is what I think. So this is the Angel Hotel in Cardiff in 1964. And here's the Beatles, first time in Cardiff. They came here, they played in the capital. They come here a couple of times. This is the Angel Hotel opposite Cardiff Castle. People signing autographs. Paul's got a big suitcase because he's so green as grass. He hasn't learned to travel light yet. Yeah, they're coming up the hotel. George, my favourite Beatle. Oh, so innocent back then, wasn't he? God, what they're going to do to him. There's the first Paul, who was the real Paul before Fall, signing an autograph for a nice lady. And here is John pulling a funny face coming out of the Angel car park. You might know that car park, Cheryl. It's where we see that boy smash the car window and run off with somebody's contents. We were shouting at him. It was in that car park there. So the opening of the Severn Bridge in Wales. Okay, this is what links Wales land to England land. When I was a kid going to my school trips to Bristol Zoo or Cheddar Gorge or Weston-super-Mare, because we was always going over the bridge as kids, I would be very excited about going over this bridge. It was an engineering wonder to myself and everyone else. But before they opened it in 1972, they built massive embankments and stands for people to sit on. And the army turned up and everybody was like, this was Britain back then. Cut, umpa, stick it up your fucking jumper. This is a good game. I like the thinking of this. A live movie set. Okay. This is the Uruguayan rugby team. They just crashed in the Andes. But okay, they're going to get hungry and eat all of the dead. We've all seen that movie. It's brilliant, isn't it? Anyway, you can play it. Sacred Egyptian anatomy, human skull, scarab beetle. What you think, guys? Yeah? Doesn't it make perfect sense? I've been on about the scarab beetle. It's got to be more than the electromagnetic qualities in its wings. It's all over everything to do with Egyptology, guys. So that makes actually a lot of sense to me. Yes, fucking way, Michael. I really do think so. We're laughing at Nora. You're laughing at me. Okay. You're now aware that you can't say Irish wristwatch. So try and say it. Try and say it quick. Irish wristwatch. I say wrist. You got to say wristwatch, like English. Irish wristwatch. Are you trying this? Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Oh, fucking hell. Are you trying this? If I got 561 people saying Irish wristwatch, I have, haven't I? See? Okay, here are some Welsh men in the past. These are all bards. And if you know what bards means, it means they write poetry and they go to the Eisteddfod and then they get voted fucking boss bad. You can write good poems. But I noticed the Welsh dragon standing up there. It's not like on all fours, like it's been subdued and had the spirit kicked out of him by our oppressors. So what kind of things did ladies do in the past? Use some Edwardian ladies. Okay. Let's go and clean up the shit out of the streets. God, where are you now, ladies? Come back, please. Yes, clean all the leaves up. Look at them working together. She doesn't actually need to put her foot on the shovel for her to sweep the fucking leaves up. But, I'm not going to say I know I'm doing a job for her, but you wouldn't do that. That makes no sense. So, yeah, they're doing a bit of, pruning on the trees as well. And they clean up later. So they haven't even got the council to fuck your streets up now in them days. They have nice ladies coming around. They probably talk to you too. Oh, yeah, look. Let's clean all the leaves up. Everything's lovely and beautiful and no rubbish. Litter wasn't even fucking heard of. Never mind vandalism. Yes, it was better times. Look at this. Fucking hell. Yeah? Nor a camel toe in sight, guys. Yeah? Although they are working, so that would be proper anyway. But times change. Another 40 years, they'll be doing fuck all in yoga pants, doing their nails. Hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Never put your heads up under a tree. You get bird shit in your mouth. It's never happened to me. So this is my city where I live in the boundaries of Cardiff, and expanded apparently from 1875, 1867. I do feel there was stuff here before the older world, especially around Lambeth. But so apparently all of this got built in 1875. Where I live is Sure. We got built in 1922, apparently, or 1967. Awesome year. I was born in that year. And all of this bit was really older. And the centre Cardiff bit is old as the hills. But I'm not buying it. There's too many mud flooders. So here's weird, right? Elvis Presley can apparently marry a child and nobody says fuck all about it. Doesn't even get arrested. This is Jerry Lee Lewis. He's 22 years of age, rock star. First one, really. And here is his wife. Oh, it's okay. She just turned 13, but she was like 12 the other day. But she's 13 now, and he's married her, and she's his first cousin. So obviously their baby's going to be like dueling fucking banjos. But don't worry about that. It seems to be like that. So how is that acceptable? She looks like a little fucking kid. Look, there's a copper there. He's like, sorry, sir, that is like, completely illegal. You're going to be in jail for years for, child molestation. It's like, weird, isn't it? You're Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen. Apparently Sid Vicious can play lead guitar. I like Sid Vicious. Sorry he died. Johnny Rotten, though, he's a right C-U-N-T. Hunt. It's Hunt. They got a new lead singer, the Sex Pistols now. Anyway, young guys, they're smashing it. And Johnny Rotten, all he's doing is talking a load of bollocks on fucking YouTube shorts. I wish they'd stop doing it. Pop stars shouldn't blog. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone blogs. I wish he'd fuck off and stop blogging. I wish I'd had Johnny Depp. Or worse, is there anything crazier in this realm than fucking Keanu Reeves? I don't think so. He's on an all new level of nutty, isn't he? He's doing fucking cooking blogs. Yeah? You can fuck off. So, yeah, mermaids have been sighted all over Wales and reported, but no more than on this island of Bardsey. There's a load of islands, Skoma and Stockholm, all like Nordic words, Viking words, off of the coast of Wales in Pembroke. There's a load of islands, and they are famous for the sightings of mermaids. Countless sightings of mermaids. So I have to go and check it in Skoma someday. Look at the good old days when your mum sold Avon, not pics of a minge, on OnlyFans. My mother sold Avon. Everyone knocked the Avon in the old days. You got your Avon, but no one paid fucking Avon, that's for sure. Am I wrong? Did you ever do Avon? Yes, of course you did. My mother done Avon. Everyone done Avon. We've all done them, the catalogues, case catalogues, or any catalogues. Oh, no, I've done them all. I haven't done Universal, yeah. Universal catalogues, dude. Get a big order on them. Oh, yeah, Mike needs a new bike for Christmas. Fat Earth theory, it's a thing. It's picking up. Bad day at BlackRock. Still on fire. The world got completely fucked up. So, yeah, Turner and a load of other artists showed you the world as it was, and the people who came along survived or in replacements to occupy this shattered world when it was just growing back, bathing in its waters, Phoenician waters, all back, coming back. Look at it all. The grass is on top because this thing was underwater. Everything was. Water's receded. Now it's time to do your washing on a great monument. I have a little wash and I hang around because we're just getting our shit back together. It's been Armageddon. Yo, got to get the crops in. Yeah? Look at the state of these places. Imagine how long this. Oh, he's going underground. Stuff underground. Imagine how long these places were in Armageddon. It could have been hundreds of years before, the calendar was switched off before it came back on again. I'm suspicious of all of the past. I'm suspicious of the. It's like, is the 18th century even real? How come there's hardly any stuff coming out of it? Hardly any buildings. The dates could have been fudged. Loads of them say J's any fucking way or I's from 1700s. It's just. I just feel in my water something really fucking unbelievable happened in the recent past, and we are on the tip of it. We know what happened anyway. We're saying it, but it's just so mind blowing. It takes a little while to just sink in this world. It's interesting here. Baseball ground, Washington Heights. It's down really on the bottom of a hill there, isn't it? Everyone coming in and watching. I like baseball. Baseball's good. That's what we play in Wales. We don't play cricket. Cricket's a bit gay. So I appeared here this week on a Skype call It was one of my best presentations. I got a video of it, but I'm not allowed to present it because they're actually still flogging them. Alexis Park Resort Hotel. It was a Biomed Expo and Alien Expo as well in the same thing. So I'm going to the next one. I'll show you a link in a minute. It's linked in the descriptions box. If you do get a ticket to go to this event, it's in LA next year. Okay. If you do go to get a ticket to this event, you want to meet me, talk to me, see my presentation, make sure you tell them Martin sent you. Okay. Just tell them Martin sent you, because I want them to know that I'm going to get a big contingency of British peeps with me. Yeah. There. Sort of. Not take it over, but take it over, if you get my drift. It's going to be brilliant. Anyway, keep an eye on all of that, and the links below, and take a look at what is on offer in the description box below. Anyway, so here's Buzz, and here's Neil, and Michael Collins, and here are their sproggages. They were astronauts. They didn't have very, no offense to their wives or anything, but they're not fucking Bo Derek, are they? Look at them. Jesus. Anyway, so they got a lot of fucking families and stuff, and they just like pretended they went to the fucking moon. I better just scoop over this. This is a Halloween subject, but I'm not allowed to even look at a woman anymore on YouTube, clothed or not, apparently. So just whiz through Wizard of Oz. These are the tenements of Glasgow. They are definitely older world buildings. All of them are mud flooded. You can see the tops of the windows there. Massive. The tenements of Glasgow. I've never been to Glasgow, guys. All I know about Glasgow is from Reb C. Nesbitt. I don't think that's a good interpretation of Glasgow, though. Look how high your washing is. It's so high because you could keep it all the way in the muck. The Glasgow slums. Tenements. I see them. They used to have massive tenements in London like that when I was a kid. I just don't know if they still got them. I used to see them from the train going east, and oh my god, they were like 20 stories of Victorian housing, and like each house must have had 1,000 people in them. They were that big. I'm not even joking, just mad. So this is a mosque type affair in Iran. They've got some trippy stuff. I'll give them an 8 or 9 out of 10 for trippiness as well. And sacred geometry. They know what this place is. So this was part of the Paris exposition, these towers with fluting and stacks. But I think it might have been an industrial exposition for too many stacks, because all of these would have had to come back down. But really curious as to, I think it's an industrial exposition. But wow. And I've got a picture of these looking like flutes. Really unusual picture, that is. Really unusual. So this is in Nottingham in 1930, a city I know very well because of my friend Mel up there. Been up there so many times. I know a place like Cardiff now. But they got this amazing clock tower, but they got this fucking dire block of flats behind it in the modern day. It was just like literally residential in the center of the city. What were they thinking as well? And all of this terrible shit next to it. So, it's just the whole world is beautiful, and it's just sticking up out of fucking Taco Bell. Yeah? When it did look like that. It's a crying shame in there what they did. But hey ho, it's out of our control. I'm sure they did it over and over. This is Ohio State Building. Amazing, beautiful structure. I've actually seen a video of the inside of this. It's massive, but it seems to be on top of a hill there. But everyone else is just living in huts and stuff. It looks really out of place. Golden domed, old world, obviously, to me. So some more ley lines. Putting a pentagram. This one is all of these states here. Of St. John's to Portland. Portland destroyed in a fire. St. John's destroyed in a fire. You come down here, JFK, 9/11, DS Sniper. Come over here, Oklahoma fire in bombing. JFK, Waco, Mexico, Katrina, Andrew, Haiti, Columbine. All of these, and right in the center there, Wisconsin, I don't want to say that out loud. Isn't that coinky dinky? They use these ley lines, and they do the same. You can do the same with good intent. You just set that IP address, set your intent. It is the internet. It's the psychic internet, and it's better than anything they got. We can communicate to one another using it, and they can't spy on us. No. That's the truth. It's an unusual sunray photograph, this. What lady caught it is Tracy Cracknell. I picked it up on Facebook. I can see why she captured it. It's a bit simulation like that, isn't it? I mean, we're not even tripping. And look at it. It's like that grid pattern we've seen on the pavement. Yeah? Remember the grid pattern? So spooky. So this is London Nelson's column, okay, in Trafalgar Square in 1905 to commemorate the Battle of Trafalgar, and they did this with it. Don't know. It's ridiculous. So this is children's television in the 1980s. People genuinely believed that these were the names of some sort of characters on Captain Pugwash. So we had Seaman Staines, Master Bates, Big Willie, and Roger the Cabin Boy. This was a school's program. So I shit you not, they had Roger the Cabin Boy. Go and Roger the Cabin Boy. So I got a clicked jaw because of this. This is Granger program high school. I grew up with it. Followed there. And this is Pogo Patterson. I got a memory of this kid called David coming up to me, sniffing glue, and he said to me, "You're Pogo Patterson," and he punched me in the jaw. It was a big bloke, actually, not bigger than me. I still got a click in my jaw now. That was years ago. Pogo Patterson's a little fat kid. I thought he'd been skinny. Fucking nutter. Look at this. The Antiquitech, and look at the decoration on that. But outside, no infrastructure and what looks like shit on a stick. Everything else, except for these beautiful bits of Antiquitech. Gymnasium and Armory State University, Columbus, Ohio, guys. And that's another city you should look at. Columbus, Ohio is just the best architecture in that city. I think it's state capital, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Columbus, yes. This is Melbourne, 1972. They had a severe flood. It was biblical. It was a really big event when that happened. It just came through like that, like a tsunami through the centre of Melbourne. You can see all the Antiquitech buildings. Look at this in London. I've seen this so many times. You could just get your balloon and come out that door back in the day. Covered in Phoenician decorations. So 3 hours in now, fucking hell. This is by Da Vinci, and he knows about sacred geometry. He had a code with this that he explained you could change reality if you understood these. That's what he stated. Yeah, you could change reality, all right? You fucking make it. Oh, look at this Gorgon. Bet she had funny makeup. That's the Gorgon. So you could be related to Pocahontas. Is that Pocahontas? Oh my shit, she's a babe, isn't she? Pocahontas had one son with her second husband, John Rolfe. Their son had a daughter, Jane Rolfe. By 1887, it was discovered that Pocahontas had thousands of descendants, now number which has been since grown to over 30,000 identified individuals. So if you're good looking and you look a bit like that, yeah, you could be related to Pocahontas or Pocahontas, as we say in Wales. She met Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was apparently very taken with her in the narrative with Pocahontas. What was she doing in England? She must have got a ship. I think she was very Western. Very Western. So Atlas carried the world on his shoulders and his neck. The Atlas carried, but this is a misnomer because Atlas carried the celestial sphere. This is a fake narrative. Interesting if it was true, but it's not because he carried the celestial sphere. The globe people made it a fucking globe. So I'm glad you got on your litter control in America. This is a bin. This is what you should do. Okay. What's in the cinema? Burt Lancaster and Margaret. The Rose. Something. Do you ever see that film, The Day of Wine and Roses, when she becomes alcoholic and she dies? And that breaks my fucking heart every time I watch that film. Don't want to watch it again. You missed the litter basket as £1,200 a day in Times Square of shit. Ugh. So more things you can visit in the expositions here, among many attractions of the great outfitting house. Clothes and shoes. Let me have a look at this thing. Wow, some store. Look at that for a bar. It's not exactly the Wild West, is it? Look at that. International Exposition, 1876 in Philadelphia. That was a whopping big exposition. And they had the bar that looked like that. Can you imagine time traveling back then? The food would have been outstanding. I want a tenderloin and a real beer in America. I'm literally going to cry. Right now, I'm going to cry. I don't worry, I got my leek and potato soup to sustain me. So this is Wales, the country where I live. It's only small, Wales. You can fit Wales into Texas 52 times. Weird. But these are the rivers in Wales. This is how many rivers and waterways there are in Wales. All of Britain is like it, and all everywhere is like it, really. So nowhere's really dry land, is it, really? And if there was a rise, you know, it wouldn't take long to everything to get flooded, except a lot of this is mountain tops. Mountains. Here is the mountains I'm talking about. This is up the Welsh valleys, and this is what the Welsh valleys look like. They're just little towns that snuggle on the sides of mountains and hills with really lovely little pubs with funny people in them that make you laugh because it's Wales and they just got a real certain funny, not give a fuck attitude. It's brilliant. I love it. So funny. Mentalists. So yeah, this was my aliens event. I went through all Antiquitech, Fasces, everything with them, and there were some really nice people in the audience. They gave me like a really good cheer and stuff. It was like say goodbye to them all. It was like with family, so it was really lovely. Really nice crowd. They do all sorts of subjects, consciousness studies, alternative medical therapy, stuff like that. Really interesting stuff. Some of that electrotherapy stuff, like Clyde to Carl type stuff. The real McCoy. I love this film. It's one of my favourite films of all time. The Sky Train in Germany. And the whole world was like this. Electric trains. Beautiful, isn't it? So, things to do. Video. I like to cook. Because I think, really good, very tasty recipes, which are really easy to do, and this could people. So I'm thinking that, a soup, like full belly, healthy, nourishing, £1.50 a day. Fucking just like really cheap. So there's that. So I'm trying to do some extra good in the world while I can. Before the winter comes in, and I won't, go walking around in the rain all of the time. Although I do like to do walk posts, which I will do more of. So yeah, I'll just give you a quick look at what I posted about organs and told them about balloons, and then I went on to fasces and the damage of say paradise, and linked it in with fasces technologies and explained them and the organs. And then we came into balloons and the destruction of the American cities and weather manipulation, what transport we did have, and the Zeppelins that caused devastation in World War I, which blew their minds because not a lot of people know about the American city fires, actually, guys. It's really strange to think that all of America gets destroyed and no one seems to know about it. But look at these maps, all green in the north when this is supposed to be green in the south, or supposed to be ice there, north and south. Everywhere in the realm, in the cosmographia, is green. And the worldwide is just a beautiful weather all summer. So there's that Antiquitech device sparking. If you haven't seen it, I showed them that as well. So I'm coming up to 3.5 hours. So FEB is lit. Oh, thank you, Avidas. And Mo Sampson's in the house. You mounted by Zeppelins in it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you did. It's a simple clickage of the fun thing. And share this video as well if you liked it. Okay, I know it's long, but you can watch this in increments, can't you, really? Watch half hour one day, half hour another. And just, while you're falling asleep. That's what people like to do, or doing their ironing. With Martin's relaxing, cutchy Welsh voice. Cutches you in. Yeah? Makes you feel all warm and snuggly. Yeah? That. Anxious, free, loving, awesome, mind-blowing, juicy posts. That's what I want. That's what I'm going to do. Good, isn't it? Do you feel fab? Flat with British think tank. We do incredible things, guys. We do. You look at what we've done over the years and the things we brought out. Change the fucking realm. I'm look at TikTok. What was this? Think about it. So I was going to bring this. I have Jason's Archaics. Dawn sent this to me. The great book of magical art, Hindu and magic, and it is like literally a shit ton of like images of talismanic magic, etc. I was going to go through them, but it's honest to God, it's going to take me another hour to get through this. But they got some great antiquity book pictures in here and shit tons to read. So I'm going to have to go through that another time, guys. Okay, you find this link in the description box below for Aliens events and the Biomed Expo, which is 2 in 1 go, and all what's going to be happening there. And I'm going to be talking there. I was going to show you about ugly babies, like in antiquity, and wondering what the fuck gives, because I'm not really getting it. I'm not sure what's all going on. Just have a little couple of ugly babies. So, oh, excuse me, what the fuck is that? Oh my God, look at him holding his head. I wonder why she's holding her head. Have you seen it? Have you seen her? So this is supposed to be Mary. She's got alopecia. What the fuck is going on there? Oh my God, what's that? Put it back. Put it back. She's got a red cape on as well. Cool. Everyone in that picture looks hideous, don't they, for some reason? Yeah. Nastiest case of Craigle cap. Why would you put the Messiah with severe eczema on a picture? It's beyond me. Yeah, just prick his finger and get a bit of blood out of it. Oh, this is pet. You like this? I'm not actually old enough. You're 42. So why is he not a baby and he's like an old man, so a toddler with muscles, all curly hair and all wrinkles on his neck? Can I bite the head off this like Ozzy does? No, it will hurt it. The Messiah's not looking too good in that picture there. I don't know what's going on with that. Why are the Catholic Church doing that? It's more the point of the church, full stop. Look at this Buddha. He's doing the Buddha. Oh, yang. Something wrong with his Gavin, though. They got big fucking heads on them, haven't they? Huge heads. Comb over would work. Comb over. Puppy. Talk properly. You're 32. Poppy. What happens if you smoke too many poppies? This. Why are they looking like severe drug addicts? Why would they do that, the church in art? Anybody know the answer? Nice bitty. That's one good thing about being a kid. I wasn't breastfed, actually, so I missed out. I was on oyster milk, so I didn't even have cow's milk when I was a baby. I'm sure that made a difference. Oh, thank Christ! It's a baby. It's Jesus Black. This one is, yes. Oh, great. Praise baby. Oh, this one has held its breath for too long and his head inflated. So there's no ugliness going on in there whatsoever. It's just all in my mind. I'm completely wrong to interpret it in such a nature. It's probably just me. Make your own mind up anyway. Each to their own anyway. It's not my sort of cult. 580 of you watching. Fact, cult's a shit, full stop. It's all rules and stuff, and people tell you what to do. And not only that, it's closed-minded, because most cults I've noticed, it's like, oh, this is what it is, this is the answer, and that's the end of. And if you don't go with that, we'll get our hair off with you. Instead of being open-minded and considering new ideas, because you know I know what I know what it ain't, but I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? It ain't a fucking spinning ball in space, that's for sure. But what it is, it seems to have holographic qualities. I seem to be able to have some credible magical powers, so it must be that all is mind, and I'm doing it. Yes, that's what I've actually come to the conclusion of. Because definitely, hi Vaughn, thank you for coming again. 3 hours. Have you stuck here 3 hours, Vaughn? Did it go quick? It's 3.5. Coming up to 7, 8, 9, 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours of truth. Okay. What am I supposed to do now? Did you ever know anybody that when you were young that talked like that? I did. I had a woman in the street. She went, "Hiya, Martha." I was like, "Hi, Dad. How you doing?" "Oh, all right. You all right, thanks? You all right?" "Yeah, that's all right, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit cold, I'll say, isn't it? It's a bit cold, yeah." Fivel Freeze, Mr. Beast fan, good to see you. And KM, good to see you here as well. You're 46. You whippersnapper. I'm older than you. I'm older than most people, actually, I'm finding. Especially when I go out, it's like everyone's older than me, younger than me. Timmy of the Night. And Julia Turl. Julia's in there. Sheila. Hi, Sheila Lewis. You're a Valley Girl. God, Valley Girl's the best. Love Valley Girl, Sheila. Just talk to her. Show them what Valley Girls sound like. Fucking awesome. That's why they always have them in Hollywood movies, because they're like, oh, they sound fucking amazing. Son of Oldbrook. In America, we call that a hair clip. Oh, okay. Thanks, Son of Oldbrook. Good to see you, man. Another epic presentation. We have many to come. Okay. I'm just missing out loads of stuff and grabbing what I can. Excuse me. I got so many written down, I just don't know how to get them through them all. I can't do more than one because 3.5 hours. Fucking hell. I'm going to do a cooking one and a walkie one this week. Shorts. Thank you, Hippie Shake, for linking up my my shit, my Patreon and my PayPal thingy. Thank you for doing that. Limitsy, juice delivered. Okay. And South Ontario Sasquatch, the greatest hide-and-seek champion of all time. And you know a girl like that? Do you, Whisper Jack? Don't tell us about it, though, okay? And it's my son's birthday today. Lawrence Leaker, Welsh Dragon Metals. He does gaming now. You can find his description below. And you know who my son is. He's like his younger version of me, isn't he? So, happy birthday, Lawrence. I can't believe I had a baby 37 years ago today. It's like, where's the fucking time gone? 34 years ago today, excuse me. Where's the time gone? What the fuck happened? I don't know. Missy, oh, you were wonderful as well. Thank you for being here. Jay, the Rage Redwood. Thanks, bro, for being here. And Miss Beams, who's in your house as well. Bob, what are you saying, my friend? YouTube must be flat earthers now, since it obviously doesn't appreciate curvature. Listen, they know. They watch so many videos through. They must do back in the day. I know only AI is watching these now, but I mean, when you appeal, they got to watch it back, haven't they? And especially with flat earth proofs and stuff. My videos, I bet they're pissing themselves watching my videos. Austin, oi matey. So thanks everybody for being here. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the new mentality, Martin. I'm feeling good about things because I just feel different. I feel more aware, more humble, more real, more normal, more know what I want and know what I got to do. And it's all about focus. It really is. And it's about perspective. It's about perspective. Where energy goes, the energy flows. Just focus on what is important to you. This is my advice. And it really is. It's about you. Nobody's going to fucking die for you. You got to do it all. So why give it all away? Give your energy away to all of these fuckers. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for yourself and your loved ones. Okay? You have your friends in the community. It's all good. We go all have people, especially when you're isolated. Can't talk to people about these subjects because people, they just roll their eyes, don't they? They don't even think about it. Not everybody. This subject's easier to talk to people about because everyone's interested in the history, or most people. So have you heard about the real history? What do you mean? History's not in the history books, the real story. No, I don't know that. It's going to blow your fucking mind. It's like, what? You know? Regina, good to see you. That was hilarious. Oh, thank you. And everybody who come here, I really do appreciate you. Enough. But in fact, being away for a week, I was like a little bit of a sulk. I do that, and I think about the community, and you know, how fucking cool we all are. We're the cool guy. We're the cool gang. Mr. Beast. SOS. Is there a song there? So there should be. I'll write one later. Officer Dunnett and Mo. What the fuck, bro? And Hippie Shake. So thank you, everybody. If I've missed your name, there's so many of you in chat. There's still a good few of you, still 400, 500 of you watching. So make sure to share this out if you would, please. I know I keep saying it, but it does make a difference to, you know, everything. You know, they're just stifling their truth at the moment on YouTube. So it's a real struggle. But we do forge ahead, and we don't focus on that. It was never going to be easy. Let's be honest. Because war is not easy. But that's okay. Marianne, thank you. Illuminati Eye or Illuminati Eye. Michelangelo's in the house. After they've done it again. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I got to go because I've been talking forever. Bong time. Mr. Beast is off for a bong each. Awesome. Can't fault you. Brian Dimter. Whoa. Happy birthday, Walsh Dragon. I don't know. He's a bit late now. He's probably not watching. I think he was watching earlier. So awesome, Lawrence Leaker. So, happy birthday to my boy, Marianne. Or Marina, excuse me. I used to like that. Marina, Aqua Marina. What was that out of? Stingray, I think it was. Oh, fun to... Stingray. I think it was Stingray. Stingray. Right. Hugs and love to you all. I'll see you all in the week. Keep an eye on my community page. Make sure to subscribe. And thank you for so many people coming and enjoying the show. I love to do Flaterday nights and entertain you and make people happy and smile because it gives me a good sense of well-being. Lankofer Tangy. I think that might... Is that a new strain? Von? It's my unbirthday today. Happy unbirthday, Von. May you have many more. Yeah. Sailor like his old man. Thank you, Errol. Happy birthday, man. So thank you, Errol, brother. Thank you, Melissa and Mel in the house. Yeah, see you soon. So you missed Flaterday last week? You fucking know it. But I try not to be. I try to. I'm sure this video is all right. There was one accidental painting, wasn't there? I don't think that's going to be classed as sexual content. It can't be that fucking stupid. Stingray, it was Stingray Aquamarine. Oh, thank you, Beast Man. Stingray. Any more cooking videos? Yes, Corinne. I'm going to cook basically a madrasa curry, well styly. Peppers, chilies, and we're going to have some basmati rice. I might go with traffic light rice. We'll see how it goes on that. I make a badass curry. I'm going to do that. Okay, with bay leaves. Might put some Stanley's in. See how it goes. Okay, that's that. And I'll talk about true stuff while I'm going. Make you really hungry. But my food is badass. Always. Because, you know, I got to eat it. I don't want to eat fucking good food. I don't want to eat shit. See you later, HWM Liberty. Oh, I love a Ruby Murray myself. Oh. You had sound problems 50 minutes ago. Thank you, Abhishek. I'm going. I'm running out my my YouTube stream. So wiggly flat thumbs, if I haven't already. Have a great weekend. I'll see you very, very soon. Flat of British. Martin Leakey speaking.